Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Pink Riot Comic Show. It's your girl, Keisha, aka Hot Havoc, and I am here with my amazingly talented, brilliant, amazing, awesome co host. Hey, love. Hey, Breed.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I am great. I did my hair. I
Yes.
actually I have 2 inches of hair on my head, and
And
I'm
you
so
do.
excited. And I do.
Wait, you
I've
guys, we've unlocked a whole new layer of friendship in our canon because our last Pink Riot meeting, Keisha was like a third of the way done with these braids. Now she swore nobody would see the new growth. I got to see the new growth. That's how
it,
you know
it
she loves me.
the way I was in there just braiding, like this is what it is.
This is what we're doing. We're gonna multitask. And I'm like, you better girl boss close to the sun. Okay. Period.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey Jira.
Hello, love.
Hey, hey.
She said, y'all ready
Yeah.
for this? I'm so excited. Let's go.
Da-na-na-da-da.
Period.
That's all you could sing before.
Blurty baddies. Blurty baddies.
Right.
I
Oh,
know I have
and I
to
have my
realize.
shirt on. It's not my Blurry Baddies
Yes.
one. It's
Y'all
my
see the
Pink Riot
merch?
one. Yes, yes, yes. I love this shirt very, very much.
Yes. And I'm loving the blue too. And if you didn't peep, she has like a little splash of
There's
pink.
there's a splash of pink. And while you may think that that was a style choice, and it kind of was, it's because I ran out of blue hair.
Period. Jira, you just love to gas a girl up, and I love you down forever for it because slick back, it literally, this is what I do with my hair when I don't want to do my hair. It's like, we're going to throw it in a bun and go about our day.
But see, it looks good in a bun. That's how you know, like,
It's because I have a really big forehead, so we rock, we lean with it and we rock with it.
I can't with you.
I know, I have no chill, but you love me anyways.
I do.
Yes, today's background is in honor of our ever so extra special guest who
Yes,
is waiting
yes.
in the wings because no tea, no shade to any of the rest of our guests, but our good sis was on time. Okay.
Yes.
She was on time. To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late, and to be late is out of the question. And lots of folks be
You
pulling
said
up
out of the question. That
out
is
of the
wild.
question.
The
Listen,
way
okay.
my band director used to be like, to be early is to be on time, to be on time is to be late, and to be late is to be early for the next one. And that's it.
No. Okay, so fun fact, fun vixen fact. I was in a junior sorority in high school, and their hazing was us having to wear business like interview attire, stockings and everything every day for like 3 months. We had to like do all of this training so we could practice doing interviews and da 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 da. So like when y'all see this like extroverted, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say and I'm gonna stand on 10 toes every time. That was not my baseline. Okay. We had to like build up to this level of confidence and security in my skin. And I one time for my LOE sisters, ladies of elegance, we
That
had
sounds familiar.
we had it's a very southern thing to have a junior sorority, but I
No,
was in
no, 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 no.
Texas.
Because I have a friend who was in a junior sorority as well.
Hmm.
The colors were like pink and orange.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah,
One of our
but theirs was
founders
in
was
Jersey.
one of our founders was a AKA and the other one was a Delta. So our colors were cream and green, ladies of elegance. And that was very much instilled. Okay. To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. And to be late is out of the question. In other words, like, what are we doing if you're late? You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
yeah, all that to say, we already are like, we loved her down before, but now she's just showed us a whole nother level of excellence as it pertains to special guests. And we're kind of spoiled. Like, we literally,
Yeah.
before we popped in, we're like, now we have time to dilly dally. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
We did. That never really happens. There's always something. It's always like some kind of technological issue. There's, we're running late, somebody's running late. Like, I mean, we managed to get here mostly on time at 8, but like
Yeah.
there's always
Yes.
something. So like it was
Yes.
just great to just like start the show, come in at 7:50 and be like, oh, we have
Right.
time.
Look, we're just chilling. We're giving the gab. We literally had to like check ourselves. Like, wait, we're gonna talk about this on the show because the key is strong. So we let the beat build. So now, without further ado,
A
badu,
deer, a deer. A deer. I'm sorry.
no, a deer, female deer. I don't know what I'm saying. Go ahead, Keisha.
All right, our first guest in the Pink Riot Lair, which I know this is a whole, we keep going on tangents, but I really love the fact that we just naturally picked up a lair.
Yeah, yeah,
We're villains at heart, but like adorable, adorable, nice ones.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the Pink Riot Lair. We have the first Black woman syndicated in mainstream press. When I say this woman is amazing, I I idolize her career. I have so many questions. I think she's amazing. We're gonna welcome to the Pink Riot Lair, Miss Barbara Brandon-Croft. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Oh man, this is so exciting. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy that I get to talk to you again because I don't know if I hope you remember when we first met. No, because like
That was
my
gorgeous.
first panel that I ever moderated at the Black Comic Book Festival, it was you. It was Columba from Queenie. She did the art for Queenie, I believe, on Megascope.
Yeah.
It was Karama, like, and Shauna. Like, that was just an amazing panel of Black women in comics that was just like blew my mind. So I'm happy that I get to talk to you again. And yeah, this is great.
I'm happy to be invited. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate
Yes.
it.
Thank you so much for coming. LT is saying background on point. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
about time y'all recognized this and the effort. For
Yes.
those
Put
that are
the respect
listening
on
on
Keisha Jackson.
Saturday, you better look online and see how these backgrounds change every single time, you know? So thank
You
you.
know?
Thank you.
Yes. Period. Yes. We're on time and our guest is on time. Like, who are we? What's happening? This is great. So much love. Okay, yeah. So we are so incredibly grateful that yes, the Kiki is strong. We will Kiki anywhere. Okay.
Oh,
But I already feel like me and Barbara are vibing. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna jump right on into it.
Yeah.
One thing that we love to do here at Pink Riot is celebrate the accessibility of comics and stories in general. So we always love to ask our guests, what is your comic book origin story? Like, what got you into comics in the first place?
Yeah. That's a long story. But if you want to hear the whole
Yeah,
thing,
we sure
yeah.
do.
yeah. So maybe you know and don't know my dad was a cartoonist. I
Yeah.
mean,
You
it
wrote
was
Luther.
yeah, I did. My dad did the comic strip Luther. My dad was Brunswick Brandon Jr. He did the
Period.
comic strip Luther. He was one of the um, pioneer black cartoonists. Um, and, we're talking not comic book cartoonists, we're talking newspaper cartoonists. So he did a comic strip called Luther, and he was one of three black cartoonists in the late 60s, early 70s. Maury Turner did Wee Pals, Ted Shearer did Quincy, my dad did Luther. And that was during a time where the pendulum swings. But at that time, it was a hectic. The '60s was crazy. Not
Yeah.
that far different than now. Assassinations were happening. Cities were on fire. Things were happening. White newspapers were like, um, maybe we need to do something for our black readers, because they had black readers. They decided they'd put some cartoons in, thinking that would be reasonable way or easy way to, show their readers that their Black readers that, they see you, And so there they were, the three Black cartoonists. And so I grew up with a cartoonist. I saw it done all my life. My dad was doing cartoons, not just for the white press, but for the Black press. And that was a whole nother story, because you could do more searing, more heavy, strips or cartoons for the Black press, because you could tell the truth. You don't have to watch your words or step on eggshells or, anything like that. So, so he was doing both my whole life, but that's what he did, And when he did have a job, I say when he did have a job, no, but when he did go to a job, he was doing animation for an animation studio in Manhattan. But by 1970, I think 73 or something, that job was over, because he was doing so many things. There was one of the only Black children's shows on a local TV show in New York. It's called Time for Joya. He was Mr. BB. He did the illustrations, and he was the character, and he had a puppet, all this stuff. So yeah, it was sweet. I, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, that's kind of embarrassing. It's like, because you're a kid.
Yeah.
I was in junior high, and here he was on TV being Mr. BB. But I'm saying all that to say that it was part of my upbringing, and also when he was doing all these things. So he has this daily comic strip in the newspapers, and he's doing this TV show, and he illustrated a book for Sesame Street, the first Gordon, Six Button Dragon. He did he was doing all kinds of things, and he needed help, because when you have a daily strip, that's a lot of work. And what he did for his characters, he put this film on it, because it wasn't on computers, obviously, but it's called a Zipatone. So you it was a very tedious, but tedious thing. But all of his characters had the Zipatone on them. So he gave me and my brother a test to see who had the steadier hand. And I won.
Yes, period.
Yeah.
Humble brag.
Yeah. My brother is he's a good fisherman, but he's not an artist. He's like, that was not his thing. And we actually, my dad had us trace one of his characters on a light box, and his was really pretty hilarious. But I got the gig to do this for my dad. I got paid. It was $5 every other week to do 2 weeks of Luther, because that's when it was due. And so I was like being trained to be a cartoonist. I was like in it. I even did the lettering. My dad had back surgery, and he needed help. And my handwriting was decent at the time. wasn't all that great, but it worked in a crunch. And sometimes I color in silhouettes, and so I was being trained. I had no idea I was going to be a cartoonist. I did not even aspire to be a cartoonist. That's why I always feel like when I'm invited to Comic-Cons and things like that, I'm like, I feel like, oh my goodness, most of the people there, like, they knew what they wanted to do all their lives. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. I didn't. I was trained for it, and then come time to go to college, I was like, I'll study art. How broad is that? I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do with art. I was just going to study art. But, how many young Black girls have families that let them do that? It's like, you better study something you can get some money off of. I was fortunate to have a family that was like, okay, go ahead and study art. Yeah. And it took me till I was 40 to pay back my school loan. But I went to Syracuse Syracuse University, School of Visual and Performing Arts. That's what I was in. And they called it, yeah. So I was there 4 years, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was all over the place and didn't have a real uh, concentration in anything. And by the time all
Mhm.
the it's time, you know, 4 years are over, and you're like, how many? You have enough credits? I have like, I have plenty of credits. Is it concentrated in, you know, a degree? Nope. So I went 4 years,
Ooh,
no degree. Oh, oh, my
but
parents
you're
were
well
so.
learned, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I met the best people. I had the best friends from my experience at Syracuse. I had
Yes.
some really great friends. And so I come home, I get a job. Um, you see, I told you this is a long story. You really want this whole story?
We love a long story.
No,
We'll tell
I
you
was
why
about to say
afterwards, but we
I
definitely
wouldn't.
want the long story. Yes, every time.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
because
So
I
I
know you
come
worked
home.
at Essence, right?
I did. That's coming in there. So here's the deal. So I come home and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I see an ad in the paper for um, a fashion reporter. They would consider trainees. I like fashion. I was like, they consider
Yeah.
trainees. I went in and had the interview. They're like, you have any writing experience? I was like, well, I wrote papers and I wrote my friends. You know, it's like I didn't know how to explain what I did. Um, but you know, they gave me. I don't even know if they gave me a test. I had my portfolio with me because I had work that I had done, you know, from when I was at Syracuse. They also needed an illustrator. So I got this job at Retail News Bureau, mom and pop, albeit national publication. You know, it was a very small thing, which was
Mhm.
really cool. Um,
Yeah.
and then I heard about this magazine coming out called Elan, um, which is a black women's magazine, which was going to rival Essence, you know, because Essence was already established, you know. But there was this
Mhm.
magazine called Elan, and Marie Brown, who was the editor in chief, who is now iconic book literary agent, um, was the editor in chief. And I met her, and she's like, "You're funny, you draw, can you do a comic for us?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know." Meanwhile, I had never thought about being a cartoonist, and I came home. My dad encouraged me to, you know, come up with some ideas. Came up with some ideas. She liked them. She's like, come up with some more. Um, I did. I called up and was like, I got more to show you. And they're like, I guess you didn't hear the magazine folded. I was like, what? So it was never published.
Hmm.
And that's when
Yeah.
I sent those same strips to Essence because I'm like, it's a black woman's. I mean, I created it for a black woman's magazine, and I
Right.
sent it to Essence, and I didn't hear back right away. I'd call constantly. I'm like, they're like, oh, we have our meetings on Mondays. We talk about what to do in the magazine. Anyway, finally, somebody got back to me, and they're like, you know what? We don't want to put a cartoon in the magazine. And they're like, but, because they were curious about me, they were like, but, you know, what do you do? And I was like, I'm a fashion writer for this publication. And their fashion and beauty writer was going to get ready to go on maternity leave, and they needed a replacement.
Period.
And I was like, test? I was like, I don't know anything about beauty, but I can learn, you know? And, you know, Mickey was like, oh, so, you know, this is the, during the time was Mickey Garth Taylor was the beauty
Mhm.
editor. Ionia Dunley was the fashion editor. And interviewing with them, and they're like, yeah, let's take her. We can teach her. And they did. So, and I quit my job at Retail News Bureau to take this woman's place. Paula White was the fashion and beauty writer before me, and she decided not to come back after she had her baby.
Hmm.
And I ended up staying at Essence for almost 6 years. And who
Mhm.
knew? You know, how does that happen?
That's awesome. You miss
But
100% of the chances you don't take. So, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. You
yeah.
and when somebody says, "Can you do this?" and you're like, "Yeah, I can do that." You know, it's like you just try it. And they gave me a test. I passed the test, and I stayed there. Um, Met a lot of great people there too. I had a lot of good friends from Essence, my Essence time. Oh, I'm talking about being a cartoonist. All right, so I'll tell you, it's a long story. So my dad got this um, award for being one of the pioneer black cartoonists, and So he was back in the news, kind of, and let's see, Detroit Free Press, the editor there, managing editor, her name was Marty Claus. She sent my dad a letter and said, listen, we're looking to have our paper, Detroit Free Press, reflect our readership. And you know, Detroit's one of our chocolate cities. And and they asked him, do you know of any black cartoonists that you could recommend? I was his daughter. Of course he'd had somebody he could recommend. So, you know, so my dad was like, are you going to talk about being a cartoonist or are you going to be one? And I said, I'm going to be one. So,
you going to talk about it or are you going to be about it?
Yeah.
He put it to me and I was like, all right. And it, you know, I sent the very same strips that I had created for Elon to Detroit all those years ago, you know, 6 years ago. You know, I'd done it for 1982. You guys probably weren't even born yet. The things I created in 1982, I sent to Detroit.
Not quite.
Okay.
Right? Just off a little bit.
But that's iconic though. Like, I've been doing this before you were born. Like, period.
It's a long time. And they liked it immediately, and they said they wanted to run with it, and that they would they wanted to do well, what I was offering was a weekly, so it wasn't, you know, for the comic pages, and so I got my first, you know, major paper, you know.
Yeah.
And then I knew I needed a syndicate, because if I was going to get more papers in this mainstream press, and I say mainstream, it's the white press. That's what I'm talking about. In the white press, if I'm going to get more papers, I have to have a syndicate, you know, and a syndicate is one that's going to sell your stuff. You draw it, you send it to them, they sell it to the paper pays them, and they pay you a portion of that. But I knew I needed that because I couldn't go around across the country. How about my little strip? And I got a syndicate after. By 1991, I was syndicated. And
yeah, for those who first we're talking about where I'm coming from, right? And those letters are actually in the first couple pages, you know, about the syndicate, and like this is so amazing. Once again, I don't think you signed mine. I'm like had to stunt real quick.
I love it. Yeah, so that's that book has the whole origin story. Yeah,
this is amazing. Like, what I've loved about where I'm coming from is the fact that I don't know, like you start real, I'm not going to say simple, but you talk mostly about like relationships and stuff like that. And then it eventually gets very political. Like, we're talking about everything that Black folks are experiencing. It is so amazing. And and somebody even said it in the chat, like, you're still doing it to this day on IG. Like, because that was gonna be one of my other questions. I had this really good question. I was like, well, what is, you know, what's going on in the current world? Like, which character would you use? And, you know, to talk about this, and what relationship would you evoke? And then I'm like, oh, I check on IG. Like, oh, yeah.
Just pull it up and share it. LT said, "Ooh, her most recent cartoon on her IG page."
Yes, it's so good. You just posted one today.
I did post one today. Yeah, I sure did. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm pulling up the right. There we go. Okay. So yeah, like, this is the one from today.
That's from today.
Right. Yeah. And for those who don't know where I'm coming from, it focuses on, like, you call them like the girls, and there's about 9 of them, right? And they all like talk about the Black experience, the Black woman experience from different point of views. And it's really cool, really interesting. I personally love what is her name? It's Lakeisha, right? She has locks. Yeah, that's my girl, because she's always saying everything that I'm feeling. Like, that is the Black radical of the group. She is awesome to me.
Yeah.
But like I said, like, each of the girls, there's 9 of them, and it's like different women from different parts of the Black experience. So they have a range of skin complexions, they come from different backgrounds, they're dealing with different things in their life, and
And
they
their friends.
have
And their
huh
friends.
and
And
their
their friends.
friend.
It's like that's. I hope that it has some kind of authenticity to it. I have a lot of girlfriends. I have friends that I've known since. I have a friend that I've known since I was 4. I'm like, we're still besties. It's like, and I have friends from all these different stages in my life, and everybody's different. And when the syndicate was telling me that I needed to um, take it down. You can't have, because I was going to have a different woman each time I talked, because it was where I'm coming from. So it was, this woman was talking about where she's coming from. But, once it got to be a weekly, they're like, you can't just do different people every time. I was like, all right. They're like, can you just have one person? And I was like, no. I was like, because I needed at least 9 to just make the point that we're not a monolith. It's like we
Yeah.
are coming from different places, and
Yeah.
we don't always agree, or we might think that one's, you know, you feel a little bit about this one for doing that, and you might have to roll your eyes or something. It's like it's just what we are. So I was hoping and to bring some authenticity to my characters, and they do have the range. And Lakeisha, like you mentioned, she's my militant girl. She's like pro-black, pro-women, and she's like, and she knows that people think, oh, that means you're anti-white. That means you're anti-men. And she's like, no, it doesn't. She doesn't even care that people think that. It's like, you can think that because that's so small. But I also have Monica, who's like really light, and she's got this straight-ish hair, and she's, but she's one of the blackest characters I have there too. Because, you
Yeah.
know, I think about, I mean, my mom. If you ever met my mom, who's 98, by the way,
Yes, Mama.
Jeez.
yeah. But she's very fair, and people would often think that she was white. She grew up in segregated D.C. She went to all black school. She's an AKA. What? It's like,
Period.
so it's so, and she's. I'm just saying, we come from all shades. We come from all
Yes.
perspectives, and a lot of us get along. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's okay. That's not me. That's you. But we respect that in each other.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Bam is asking
Absolutely.
us to post the link, but
All right.
if you guys check out our post where we collabed with Barbara, you can find her at that way, take you straight to it. And this, the first comic that Keisha shared is the one that she posted today.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh
Yes.
And
man.
I don't have any fancy name. It's just, I mean, it's just my name. If you
Yeah.
go to Instagram, it's just my name. And
Yes.
I got a blue check, because
I know that's right.
Right.
you get hacked a few times. You're like, wait a minute, how can I get a check to make sure people know it's me? So it
Right.
does have a blue check. Yes.
Nice. Nice. What I love about where I'm coming from is just how it evolved over time. Like, not just what you speak about,
But
because
how they
like
look.
once
Yeah.
again, yeah, like how it looks, and even like how you formatted the different
Yeah.
panels, because it goes from being hold on. Okay, so it goes from being fairly minimal, right? Where we have, and this is for everybody else. You clearly, obviously, have seen it, Barbara. but like, but like it's fairly minimal here, where there are no lines to distinguish, the different panels from one another. But like, you could tell, like, over time, you've added that, you. What made you do those changes? Or like, even in 2025, the new ones, you've added your face in the corner. You have a lot more context now.
Yeah.
Like, you're adding like more you're referencing more things? Like
Yeah.
what brought on these changes?
Um, let's see. Like, when I was doing it in the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
you try to figure out a different way. You don't want everything to look the same, even though
Yeah.
everything looks the same. My idea was to have Black women talking, and I didn't want environments, I didn't want bodies. And when the initial ones only were heads, like these floating heads, um, but then I started using hands to be more expressive, and my whole my whole feeling was that what's going on with these women is in their minds, in their heads. You don't have to look at their cleavage. You don't have to see how big their butt is. To find out what they're talking about. And even
Okay, Barbara.
Right?
and even if she's complaining about, she feels like she's overweight, or she's got a problem with her look, that's also in her head. You know what I mean? It's like I could just keep it right there in this frame. So that's what I did, and I played, with it in the 90s. And then when it was over in 2005, and then I wasn't doing anything, and it wasn't until uh, 20, whatever it was, 16, when the clown got in the Oval Office for the first time, that I felt that I needed to do it again. And I was like, but it's for Facebook and Instagram. I changed the format, so it would fit somebody's phone, and it's not like I came up with these ideas by myself. People were like, if you do it, you got to do it this way. It's like, oh, it made sense. I'm not really
Mhm.
a tech person, but it made sense to fit that aspect ratio of a phone or something. So that's how I started changing that. And then, I'm glad you noticed I started adding myself to these strips, because when I first started I was doing hashtags. And then I don't know where I was, but somebody said, hashtag, nobody does that. And I was like, really? I am 66. All right. So I may not be with what's happening. And also, Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York, they approached me to do a cartoon for their online um, platform. I think that's the right word.
Nice.
And they wanted it, so that was totally out of my comfort zone. They wanted me to do a 16-page thing, not of something I've already done. It was something brand new. So I was like, how about a little memoir? I talk about how I grew up and stuff like that. And they liked that idea. So what I did with that is I started sticking my older self, within those drawings, making comments about the younger me, and and then I was like, well, what, I can use that. I can still use that, with what I do now. So I have myself, either amen and, usually I'm giving my characters an amen. Like, yeah, that's right. Or adding a little extra something that I think enhances the point I was trying to make with whomever was saying it. Yeah.
That is awesome. I love that. Now I must find the MoMA one. Like,
And actually, it's in a book form now. I had that somewhere. They did a book of 25 cartoonists, and they included mine in that. Yeah. So yeah, you
Barbara,
could. Yes.
I don't usually ask for things on this show, but the way that my co-host is gagged right now, I feel like, what do I need to do to get a signed copy of that to her?
Oh, I can.
me.
Yeah,
Great.
we can
I
figure
have
it
to
out.
I have to ask these ridiculous, outlandish questions because Keisha will never ask for herself. But look
I
at her face
won't.
right now.
I
This is
won't.
why I do it.
Yeah, yeah. No, we can figure that out. Well, we're gonna see each other in Jacksonville, right?
Yes, you
Yeah,
will.
yeah. So
For
yeah, we can
those,
talk about.
yeah, for those who don't know, we're gonna be at the Black Book Bash, all three of us. What?
Yes.
It's going to be
Yeah,
lovely.
it's gonna be awesome. I'm so
Yes.
excited.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
Get
my
to
me
meet
goodness.
you and hug your neck in person. That's what my mom
Yeah,
says to everybody. I gotta
hug
hug
you
your
and
neck.
too. I love that. I love that. It's good.
that is a phrase.
Yeah, I gotta hug your neck, because people who you don't really mess with, you'll give like a little church hug where you just get the little pat on the back.
Yeah.
If I'm wrapped around your neck, that's an actual embrace.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, here we come.
I feel like you're judging me, Keisha.
No. I'm picturing it, and I'm like, oh, it sounds adorable, but also very violent.
Like I didn't hug your neck when we first met in person
Did
for the
you?
first time at the airport.
Really?
Yes, y'all. It was hot and I was tired, so I had this lady who drives one of those little carts driving me around. And I was like, and literally ran up and was like
Okay, yeah.
with excitement. So, and you got a hug,
or maybe because I don't hug often. So like,
yeah, that's another thing too. That's probably the core reason why it's not clocking to you right now, because
yeah,
you're not much
it's
of
okay.
a hugger. There's levels to the hugs, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry if y'all caught a church hug, but you gotta earn the better. But okay, but we will get off the rails and kiki. Another question that we always have to ask our guests is, what are you reading? What are you watching? Like, what stories are you consuming right now?
I used to read all the time. I had a job where I had to read. I was a fact checker at Parents Magazine, because you got to have jobs to be a cartoonist. You have to have other jobs.
Yeah, supplemental.
Even when you're syndicated. But so I used to read all the time, and then commuting. I had my Kindle. I was reading, and then you get older and things start happening with your vision, and I didn't want to complain, but but my Kindle is now my streaming thing. And
period. Wait, let's see your Kindle. I love that Barbara's a Kindle girly.
I am. This is my Kindle, and what I am streaming at the moment is Severance. Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh my god!
That's for the two of y'all to talk about.
Oh man!
Okay.
So out there. Oh man!
The way that the concept of the innie versus the outie had me gagged in season 1. Okay, so for those who don't know, Severance
it's called innie and outie.
If you don't watch the show, you think somebody's talking about a belly button. We're not talking about a belly button.
No, we're not.
In Severance, it's like it's a not so far future situation where they have made it so that when you go to work at this facility, you have your work memories and everything. It's a controlled environment. So when you go, as soon as you step into the facility, you don't remember your memories from while you were outside of the facility. You have your memories while you're in the facility, so you can get training, you can learn things, you can do your work, whatever. But as soon as you leave the facility, you leave your work memories there and you regain access to your outside memories. So they start referring to it as an innie and an outie.
Yeah, it is wild.
Okay.
It's crazy.
It is mind-bending.
And it's interesting because in that world, not everybody does this. It's just like a certain company that's doing this.
Yes.
And all of the like moral implications of doing that to someone, like, or allowing a company or facility to have access to your memories to alter, edit, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Depending on whatever. So a lot of people are like protesting it and whatever. And the people that work there are just like, that's one of the cool things that's like the show is commentary on, because one of like the main character, his core reason for doing it is like around grief of a loss.
Get away from his life. Yeah.
Right. So he's like, I'm fine with that because that's the only time that, I don't remember it, but that's the only time that my mind or my body has peace, because I don't have to think about that. So yeah, It's crazy.
Oh,
And I
man.
love that you're watching it. Wait, which
Oh, man.
episode are you on, Barbara?
I just started season 2. I'm in
Ooh!
the second episode, season 2, and I'm
Okay.
like, what? And I love the music. I love the sound.
Yes.
I was like, this is Ben Stiller. It's his show.
Yeah. And that is so out of left field, because if someone was like, I'll give you $1 million right now if you can guess who's like the showrunner behind this, I never would have guessed Ben Stiller.
Yep.
Never.
Yep. It's very
Impressed.
it's really I can't stop watching it. I was like, all right, I gotta turn it off because I fell asleep in the bed. I'm like, okay, turn it off so you don't miss anything.
Yeah, because that is one thing I will say. I haven't started season 2 yet, but watching season 1, that's not something that I can just throw on while I'm cooking or whatever. You know,
there's so much.
That's one of those you have to like be locked in, so you don't miss things.
Goodness. Oh my goodness, yeah. But yeah, my Kindle that was once my my library and all the books that I'm so proud of turned into my streaming machine.
My Kindle.
There you go.
See, I don't have a Kindle.
Yeah. Well, some people don't like it.
I didn't appreciate the look of judgment you just gave me.
It's not judgment.
That was judgment. You saw the judgment, Barbara, correct?
No, because here's the thing. Let me explain myself. No, because here's the thing. You're an avid reader. Like, you read more than I do on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you're doing that without a Kindle just speaks to the dedication. Because the way that this is, I literally now buy purses based on whether this will fit in it.
I know. I understand that.
I'm sitting on my bed right now. This apparatus, I put my Kindle on it, and I have a little clicker so I can just lay and click and read and still have my arms wrapped up in my blanket burrito. Like, it's my whole personality at this point. Also, if you guys want the clicker and the apparatus and whatever, it's in my Amazon storefront in the link in my bio.
Plug.
Plug. But no, having a Kindle on hand has helped me read so much more. And because it doesn't have, I know you're like, oh, I could read on my phone. On my phone, if I get a notification, my squirrel brain will be like, oh, what's going on over there? You know, but if I just have my Kindle, that's all I'm doing. It also has audiobooks on it. And it also has like, you can change the way that you see the light behind it. You can adjust it. So it's better for me so that I can actually read before I go to sleep. Because if I'm looking at my phone with the blue light, I'm staying up. So that wasn't judgment, Keisha. It was just like, wow, the fact that you're reading this much without a Kindle is crazy. So just thinking about that makes me be like, sis, if you had one.
Oh no, I intentionally didn't get one. Well, one, I have an iPad Pro, and I felt like I spent a lot of money on it. So that was judgment.
I have an iPad. It's not a Pro, but I also have an iPad. But this is like so much lighter, and it's the paper. The point of getting the signature is that it's like the most basic, and it has the paper soft screen. So it teaches your eyes, like, it makes your eyes think you're looking at a page instead of at a screen. And yes, that second one was judgment.
It was.
Hit us with the
let me
Pro. I have an iPad Pro, and that's what I do my reading on.
Yes, because I didn't get a Kindle mostly because I'm very lazy with my comics, and I have this beautiful library, and if the book is too heavy, I don't like picking it up. So I'll get it from the library and get the ebook. But I know, like, on Kindle, it's a lot. It doesn't come in color, or at least it didn't. Or maybe it's doing it now.
They have one that has color now.
Yeah.
But, and this is gonna sound away, but I have the basic bitch signature. Okay. Because I'm not reading my comics on that.
No, I like putting my comics on this. This is solid. They're big. It's colorful. It's beautiful.
I'm reading comics on my iPad or on my laptop. if it's
See?
not the
Yeah.
physical book.
I can't have too many pieces of technology. But I love that you guys
I,
love your Kindle.
yeah, I do love my Kindle, and I can't have too much technology either. So I hear you.
We're just gonna change the subject. That sounds hella crazy, Keisha. But okay, so you're watching Severance, which I love. Well, I'm gonna get caught up and be in your DMs like, Barbara, girl, did you see? But but what are you reading? You said that you're not so much reading. Are you into any comics right now? What are some other stories that you're consuming?
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I feel bad because I say this all the time. It's like I get along, I get together with cartoonists and comic folks and all that, and I'm like, I don't read any comics. What? You know, I
That's
grew up.
fair. Well, you could just plug your friends, honestly. Like,
That's true.
who are some comic book creator friends
Well, I got
whose
my
projects we should support?
yes. Tim
Mm.
Fielder. Do you know Tim Fielder? Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Tim is my guy. Yeah. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
She said,
We've
Tim
been
is
friends for
my
a long time.
guy.
I've probably
Yes.
known him for like 35 years. Yeah. And well, Jennifer Crute is a serious artist and cartoonist, and um, I support her and her Jennifer's Journal,
Okay.
and but see, that's the other thing. It's like oh well, Jerry Craft I've known since forever, and he's like skyrocketed
Oh,
in
no.
the
Yeah.
graphic novels. But you know, being friends, I was friends with Tim and Jerry since I don't know '89, early '90s. Since back then. Um, and especially Jerry, we used to go to these National Cartoonist Society events, which is, we were like one of 5 black people there, and
Yeah.
we take a picture together when we got there. They actually invited me last month to their event and asked me to do a presentation, which I was happy to do because I don't want them to forget my dad. And then once I realized, I was like, I don't want you to forget me, because I had to explain who I was. But I was like,
Period.
I was worried about my dad, but I was like, I gotta talk myself up because, and it's funny because to say that I'm the first black woman, and I made this point in this presentation, to be nationally syndicated in the mainstream press. That's a whole long line of stuff to say, but it's true. It's true. But I don't want to ever forget Jackie Orms, who was a black woman
Yes.
cartoonist in the black press in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. So I always I say that I give all props to Jackie Orms. I'm more like the Jackie Robinson of women cartoonists, because I crossed the color line. So not very much like Jackie Robinson went from the Negro Leagues to the major leagues, as they called them. I went from, and honestly, I created this strip for a black publication. I actually did. And I did not change it to put it in the mainstream. I just put it in there. And so I love having these authentic black women's voices in their space. And I actually met somebody um, along the lines, some talk I was doing somewhere, and there was a young-ish, everybody's young, but some younger person than I am, who said that he used to read my strip. He's a white guy. He used to read my strip in whatever southern town he grew up in. And he said that he really enjoyed it because he didn't have any black friends. And he felt like they were his friends. I was like, that made me feel good and kind of sad. I was like, man, you didn't have any black friends.
Where your friends at, sir?
It is like that in a
Yeah,
large parts of this country. Like where
yeah,
I live right now, my kids are like one of 4 or 5 kids in the building.
yes.
It is wild
Yeah,
out here.
it is. And I appreciated him telling me that, he felt like my characters were his friends. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, that's very sweet. I mean, he could feel them, which is what you want to do, is put the words out there and let somebody feel where you're coming from. Huh.
I love how we keep coming back to that.
Where I'm coming from. Yeah,
Yeah.
Period.
Going back to your dad, like now that you have this collected edition of your work, is there
Yeah.
a collected edition of your father's work, or is there like something that you're thinking about, or in the future,
Yeah.
or?
Yeah. So let's see. So Dad did the comic strip Luther, and that's what he's.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks know him for that. And during that time, like between 1969 and 1976, he came out with 5 Luther books. So there are Luther books out there. They're hard to find, but there have been collections of his work. But like I said, he did so much work, so much stuff for Freedom Ways, which is a journal, a black journal um, that started in. I have it written down somewhere because I should know these things off the top of my head, but but anyway, he's all these what when my dad was still alive. My dad passed in 2014, and
So sorry for your loss.
yeah, thank you. But we would talk about how. Well, I would say to him, I think we should do a book of your work and my work, and how people reacted. Because first of all, we talked about many of the same things, and the way people reacted to his work and my work, and this is the stuff that was in the mainstream, the white press, were the same. So I used to have a folder of what I called fan letters, and a folder of not so fan letters. And they're like, they didn't want to see these black women in their paper. They didn't want to see these black kids in their paper. We got enough of that.
To find the time to write a letter about that is ridiculous
Like,
to me.
it's giving, why are you so obsessed with me? Because what?
Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a letter.
You know what? I am a white woman in
Why do I
America.
have to look at these? Why do I have to look at these darkies in
Yes.
my paper?
You should publish them.
Yo.
That's what I was saying to my dad. He's like, "That's a great idea," and I was like, "I had no idea how to do it." So it didn't happen, but
it could still happen, Barbara.
it
I'm
can
rooting
still
for you.
Yes.
Because I would read the hell out of that.
Yeah. What we did do is put together an exhibit. My friend Tara Nakashima Donahue, she was like, I know you want to do a book, but we can make it an exhibit. I was like, an exhibit? And
Ooh.
it's called Still, Racism in America, a retrospective in cartoons. And we had our first show in New York, and then the pandemic hit, and it was closed down the week after. But Ohio State University, they had one of the most prestigious, I say, cartoon libraries and museums called the Billy Ireland. And they were like, can we bring the show here? And I was like, absolutely. So it's gone there. They're now the stewards of the exhibit. It's also gone to UC Davis. And now we're living in these times, and we're not supposed to know that there's racism in America. I don't know. I mean, even when the last time it was shown in UC Davis, we had some of the exhibit on the outside of the room, and they made sure they put those panels in paper on boards that could be easily replaced or washed off in case somebody got upset because somebody's telling the truth about what goes on in this country. So and that's before this clown's second term. So I do hope that can become a book when people have the spine to put it out there. That's my hope, is that we come up with a book. We put that exhibit into a book, and because just to think about how we talked about the same issues 30, 40 years apart, same issues over and over, the way he talked about them, the way I talked about them, differently, but same issues, So I think, I mean, there have been at each place it's been, I've met at least one person that came out of there who was like tearing up, like, like it just really kind of shook them. And I was concerned about that at first. I was like, is this going to make people sad? But, I think about the intention, and the intention is to educate,
Yeah.
and that's where we were both coming from. Huh. No, that was the intention, was to educate and hold up a mirror and let people see what's going on so they can reflect on what's happening in the world. And sometimes things like that do shake you, and it's unsettling, and that's okay.
That's part of the problem. Too many people settled in this foolishness and this nonsense and their ignorance and their complacency.
Yes.
It's important to
That
shake
part.
things up and stay shook.
Yep.
Because
Yes.
Yep.
when you get
Always
comfortable,
be
that
shocked and
means
uncomfortable.
you're numb to it, and that's
Yep.
not okay. That's not a
not
good place
okay.
to be.
Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
Man, you have me feeling like Pink Riot needs to make it our business to do like a virtual walkthrough of this exhibit, because
Yeah.
so that
That'd be
it's
amazing.
accessible to more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not currently up anywhere. It's being housed at the Billy Ireland. Um, but you can't see it that clearly. But yeah, there's some stuff um, that really surprised me. Because when Tara and I were putting it together, we were trying to put it in categories, but everything's so all the different aspects of racism kind of intermingle. It's like it's okay. That's
Yeah.
extremism, but it's also redlining. It's like, what category do we put it in? So the way it would flow is from this police brutality, say, to gerrymandering, to all kinds of things that you walk through it and you feel what's been happening and how they're intermingled. Yeah.
That is amazing. I want to experience it just once. Like,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know
I
where it's
wanna-
going to be. I hope somebody has the nerve to show it next. I
Mm,
at schools, but we'll see. We'll see.
the Eisner, no, Comic-Con Museum, right? Like,
Yep.
In San Diego.
yeah.
Yeah, that's I
Look,
was talking to somebody about that. Yeah, the woman who's one of the chair of National Cartoonist Society. She said maybe it could come out to. She mentioned that particular museum. So
mhm.
I have to stay on people too. Just ask them again. Like, what about when we talked about
Yes.
this? Yeah,
Yes,
Mhm.
Barbara. Please
Yeah.
ask
Mhm.
them again.
yeah,
Because
Yes.
the way that we had our first SDCC this year, we definitely plan on going back. And we would definitely want to, highlight that and bring that the shine and attention that it deserves. So
be
Yeah.
great. Yeah, yeah. I hope
Because
that.
San Diego missed quite a bit of Black folks.
Yeah, yeah,
There are not many of us out there.
and
So
some of
it
the
was,
ones that was there weren't really talking about nothing for us. So,
yeah.
mhm.
I was happy to be a special guest. That's how I got to go, because I don't unless I'm invited to a Comic-Con or of sorts, of some, I don't usually go. Um, but they were like, "We want you to be a special guest." It's like, what? And I was like, yeah. I mean, they paid me for me to get out there and put me up, and I got this Inkpot award. Can you see this? I'm an award-winning
Oh.
cartoonist.
Oh, why is it
Hey,
so cute?
What?
that is adorable.
Period.
It's
So what
had-
I'm hearing is that you would pull up to SDCC if someone wanted you to be on their panel, and I mean, not to put you on the spot on Beyonce's internet, but I feel like we're vibing, Barbara. I feel like we're vibing, and I feel like you would be perfect for one of our panels that we're pitching for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to, but San Diego is so far from Queens, where
Yeah.
and it's
That's
like
fair.
when-
Totally
when-
fair.
Yeah, when Keisha first said coming to Jacksonville, it's like Jacksonville. I was like, oh my God, I was like, how am I going to get there? How am I going to do that? And she was very calm about it. She's like, no pressure, just it would be nice. And I was like, I just kept ruminating. I was like, I think that sounds like a good thing to be a part of. Maybe I should
Yeah.
invest. And it turns out I was able to use my points, to get a flight,
Yes.
and, you got to get the hotel room. But I love it when people pay me, like I said, that's why I was there
Yeah,
last year
heavy.
to put me out there. They
We
pay
hear
me.
you, Barbara.
Yes.
Yeah, we
We're on
we
the
hear
same
you
mission
big
right
time.
now.
Oh man. Like,
We
I'm
hear
supposed to
you
come up with
big
that money.
time. Oh,
Yeah.
I think
You
that's
be warmed up to do a lot more stuff if it's paid, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
right.
Adira said pay Black women, and that's
Yeah.
on period.
Right.
Exactly.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
Yes.
This has been amazing. You have no idea. I love you are welcome anytime. This
Oh,
has
that's
been
very
awesome.
sweet.
Yes.
Oh,
I hope you had a great time here. Once again, you
absolutely.
guys,
Guys.
where I'm coming from,
Yes.
please read them. If you can't buy it, go to your library, because libraries do support artists. We need to make sure that our library is being used, especially during these trying times in this country.
That's
Okay.
so true. Yeah, it's so true.
And you
Yeah.
can always check the more recent ones, the more recent panels that are online on Barbara Brandon-Croft over on Instagram and Facebook. This has been
Yes.
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for
Yes.
coming.
Thank
And
you.
I'm
Yes,
not kidding,
Adira.
Barbara. I'm gonna be in your DMs once I get caught up on Severance
Oh yeah.
because
Oh man. Oh man. Wait, if you haven't finished season 1, wait till you get to season 2. Like, what?
oh my gosh, what are you doing to me? The way that I had it, it's like on my watch list, but it's not super high because I didn't have anybody that I'm like gabbing online with it about.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
this is all changed and it's about to go to the top. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Okay. Ajira says, getting myself a copy and requesting it from my local library. Come through.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
LT says, what an honor to hear from you tonight, Sister Barbara. Thank you for coming through to speak to the Pink Riot fam.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
Always.
Yes.
This is
Ajira said,
awesome.
now we all got to get to season 2 and do.
Whoa. That's a lot on the plate. Right, Bama? I don't have Apple Plus.
I didn't either.
Listen,
Somehow with my
listen, I'm going to have to share my cousin. Wait, Barbara. She said, I don't have it either. How you watching it, Barbara?
I know. I just found it on one of these streaming things I got with Spectrum. I was like,
oh, you know what? I love a pirate. Period, Barbara.
that's why I'm like binging, because I don't want to go off of it, because I want to make sure I see the whole thing.
I know that's right.
Wait, Tim Fielder's on the IG chat. He says, hey, Barbara.
Hey, who's that?
Tim Fielder.
Oh, Tim, that's my guy. I was talking about him. Yeah. Oh
the way that I love that and will be adapting it, Barbara said, that's my guy. Period.
No, Tim is incredible.
Yes.
Known him for a long time. We've been talking about trying to animate where I'm coming from. He came up with some great ideas. I'm like, it scares me. All technology scares me. But but he's always, we always support each other,
As you should. As you should. I love that.
Yeah.
Not y'all in the chat flying your Jolly Rogers and pirate flag.
I can't with y'all. Goodness gracious.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Savage with it. I love it. The way that they really like sold us the dream of like, oh yeah, we're gonna have these subscription services instead of cable. Now it would have been cheaper if we had just stayed with cable.
It's very confusing to
all
me.
of these stations.
Yeah, it's very confusing to me. But now that I saw it, I was like, well, I got to keep watching.
There you go.
I might not find it again.
That part.
Barbara said, get it while it's hot. I know that's right.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Period. Oh my gosh. That's too funny. Okay.
All right.
So just a quick recap. We're going to figure out some type of way to make sure that these letters and this experience make it where we can do a virtual walkthrough and that it gets made into a book some type of way. Somebody has the gonads to do this, okay?
I hope so.
Yes, and we're so excited because we get to see you at the Black Book Bash. It's gonna be such a vibe. Tell everybody about the panel that you're doing at Black Book Bash.
Yeah, go ahead. You tell.
Oh, okay. So it's called I Read Comics. It's gonna be John Jennings and Barbara Brandon-Croft, and we're gonna be talking about the fact that a lot of people don't know about the breadth and depth of comics in the comic book industry, especially with Black folks. Like, they see comics and immediately think superheroes, and it's like, no, it's not the case. There's a lot to it. So just wanted to, like, very basic, go over comics and talk about just how amazing they are. And yeah.
And what an incredible way to communicate is through comics, right? It's like,
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We'll be here all day. But yeah.
Yeah, we would.
Comics are amazing. And I
Yeah.
wish more people read them. I wish more people trusted kids with them, you know. So yeah.
It's literally why our show exists.
Yeah.
That right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
More people should read comics.
Yep.
Period. And I just wanted to put here, Tim wrote this in Instagram, but I wanted you to see it as well.
Oh.
So he says, Barbara is a legend, kind, warm, and superbly talented. I've known her for almost 40 years.
It's the truth, Tim. Yay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, a long time.
Period.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm glad you read it because I'm like,
we got you, Barbara. We got you.
I'm like, what? Like, trying to enlarge it. What? I can't see it. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're a gem. You're welcome back whenever you have the gumption, Barbara. We love you down.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming by the Pink Riot Comic Show. Everyone, once again, make sure that you catch your own copy. Go support. And that way we can bring her back when the next book drops. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
That's the energy that we're on.
Yeah, there we go.
I appreciate Barbara.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Later.
Okay.
Oh, did I do that? My bad. That always like shocks me whenever I,
because it doesn't do it exactly. Yeah, it's okay.
Right.
She knows we love her.
All right, so that was amazing.
Right? Like,
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Barbara is amazing. Like, you have no idea. Like, once again, self-plug, but like that first panel that I have it in the Blur Library linktree. That was just amazing. Mind blown by her, by like every woman on that panel. It was absolutely fantastic. And I will always, always, always bring every single one of them on. It's just amazing. Yes, Bama.
Yeah, y'all go find that link and run it up in Keisha's link tree because it's definitely worth a watch. Also, I feel like we don't talk about how Keisha really did her big one, pulling up and moderating these panels well before this was even a thing. So like, go show that some love however you can. And, you know, I want to challenge everybody here. If you don't already have a copy of this, I need you to like find an indie somewhere, preferably buy your copy and then post it on IG and tag us so that way we can share the love and show that.
And tag Barbara.
Yeah, tag Barbara. Get active and interactive, okay, guys?
Yes.
Period.
This is amazing.
LT said, Bama said, I'm wish listing Tim Fielder books. LT said, I didn't know before, but I know now and do. Ajir said, hey, Keisha. Yeah, like, put some respect on her name, okay? Expeditiously.
You know, okay, I never mean to gossip, right?
Oh, come through, T. What are we talking about?
Okay, so I'm very rarely, or at least I was very rarely online, and I heard some stuff about people talking about those who are moderating for the Black Book Bash. And I have this one video sitting in drafts. And I was like, I know y'all may not know me, but I really need you to Google. Just
Google me, baby. Go ahead, mommy.
and I
Google
felt
me.
really good being able to say that. Like I don't speak a lot
What's that
online.
sound? You know, you've been really modest and you've been really kind and you've been really quiet, but it's time for you to pop your shit. I just really
Thank
want
you.
for you to pop your shit. I just need you to like hear me in the background saying that whenever you decide, oh, I'm not going to post the thing, I'm not going to say the thing. Y'all, this phenomenal woman knows
Oh my
exactly who she is.
Brie.
Okay. And when she's not feeling the gumption to tell everybody, I'ma tell it. I'ma tell it. Okay.
Oh my God.
Period.
I love you. That was
I love you back.
scary.
That was the point. It was like, do you remember from 5 Goes West when he was like, give him the lazy eye? That was my lazy eye. Somebody back me up. You've never seen 5 Goes West? Why are you like, you know what? Not you leaving me hanging.
Not you saying, why are you like this?
Why are you like, you supposed to like give me the support that I need when I'm going out on a limb for you.
I am. That is all.
She hit me with a Yes, Jana. Jana said, oh my God, I wore that VHS out. You know about the lazy. I need you to watch it because I feel like
That
you
is
would
not
love
from
that
my
movie.
childhood. I don't.
Thank you. Ajira seen it.
Oh,
LT's blaming it on your coast. Y'all East Coasters can't enjoy
that could be it. That
animated
very
mouse
well.
movies. Is that what this is?
Animated mouse movies.
It's a mouse. Five-O is a mouse. Ugh.
The one with the big ears and the cowboy hat?
Yes.
Oh. I still don't remember it, but I remember
friend, the cat
visually.
was like giving the lazy. He was like making his eye pop out of his head as an intimidation tactic. Anywho, Jana says that and It Takes Two and all the orange Nickelodeon VHS tapes. Okay.
See,
And that's on
what I
nostalgia.
remember.
Adira's
Nickelodeon
kids
tape.
loved it. Bama has seen 5 Goes West. You know. Jana said somewhere out there was the absolute cry fest banger of my childhood. Listen, all of us who went through an emo phase, that was like hardcore our jam out of that movie.
Is it from that time period of like Cats Don't Dance, or am I thinking about something
100% it is.
Okay, because Cats Don't
100%.
Dance was mine.
Cats Don't Dance is the most slept on animated movie ever after Rock-a-Doodle.
Yeah. Facts.
Rock-a-Doodle. Holler at your girl. But no, Cats Don't Dance had the songs, and it had was that Nina Simone? It was somebody famous in there singing, okay? She was singing.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Right? I can't remember who it was, but I remember being like, oh yeah, she black. Bama said, but I watched more Disney movies growing up.
This is true.
Jana said, when they greet each other as mirages and miss each other was a heartbreaker. I'm like, no, they're right there. Oh, you know what? I feel like we need to just run this back. Y'all pulling up if we have a Pink Riot movie night? I think it needs to happen.
We still need to do what is it called? We still need to do our time for our crafternoon. We still need to finish setting up the D&D. Like, girl, you keep adding things. I'm gonna still do it because it's fun.
Listen, here's the thing. One thing's for show and two things for certain. Your girl, Bree, the variant vixen, is an idea girly, okay? It's provocative. It gets the people going. And then you say, all right, now let's get the logistics and the organization together. And I go, what? What are we talking about? That's not my ministry, okay? I'm working on it. to Keisha's chagrin, she'd be like, Bree, Bree, I need you to get your shit together because these things aren't going to do themselves. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right. That sounds right. Yep, let's do it. All right. So
we have to transform. Like, we need to have like a thing where we do like a magical girl transformation, and then
the Disney castle scene. See, Kai can confirm. She said, can verify. She's with the ideas. I'm an idea girly all the way down.
Oh
Period.
my goodness.
Jenna talking about we need to have breakout rooms for panels.
Yeah.
Like, one thing your girl can do is host a breakout room now.
I can't with you.
I said logistics, not her ministry. And that's on period.
Bree has dreams.
Yes.
Bree has dreams.
Dreams and aspirations.
Yep. Somebody else gonna have to bring them into reality, but she got the dreams heavy.
Get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. No, I'm working on it, guys. You know, one spreadsheet, Google Calendar invite at a time. Yes, y'all know. But just love me through my struggle. That's all I ask. You know, that's it.
It's not a struggle. We gonna fit. Kai, see, I wouldn't have said that.
Yes, y'all. Kai says she's the dream killer, and this is facts. So, like, the reason why Kai can attest to me not being a logistics girly, we literally just celebrated 5 years of my science fiction and fantasy BIPOC book club, Be Too Weird. One time for the weirdo fam. And when I tell you, thank y'all. When I tell you that were it not for this woman, Kai, and another weirdo fam, Courtney, they're the OG triple OGs, never would have made it. Never would have made it. No, I'm kidding, but actually, because they keep the shit organized. You know what I'm saying? And I just
what? Say that.
Organized. That's like
all right, Rugrats.
That's 2 steps further than organized. Because organized, you know, things will run, it'll be cool or whatever. But when it's organized, you paid for 2 extra letters so that you have backups and contingencies in place so that it runs with regardless.
Absolutely.
Now, I just made that up, but it made sense, didn't it?
Absolutely not.
Yep. All that aside, y'all, we will keep Key to the house, come home, but 2 special guests. Who are we?
And we're on time
you
for the most part.
And how can we be down? Because you know you want to be down. No, okay. Sorry. Why am I saying so much today? It's about yes. No, you better back me up. Okay.
I got on background.
Period. You know, and the braids is giving the ill 90s. I'm here for the shenanigans. But who are we? Who are these ladies starting a riot? 2 guests, 1 show. That sounds like, I'm not even gonna say that, but it's a vibe either way. 2 guests, 1 show. Y'all missed it?
I got it. Gross.
So one time for the one time we already had. I know you're supposed to just rock with me. I'm sorry. So we've already had 1 fabulous, phenomenal, iconic guest, and you know we just had to pull up with yet another. Now, this dude, you talk about iconic. You talk about taking an idea and running with it. You talking about black, biggie, biggie, black, biggie, biggie, black. This is what I want y'all to do for me. Period. A whole vibe.
Yourself today.
I am loving it. You listen, y'all. Keisha was like, if we're gonna have special guests, we have to spread them out. So what you mean? Back to back. You gotta bring the energy. Mother, no drama. So that's what this is. You asked for it, we're giving it to you. We have yet another iconic guest. I didn't even know who this person was until I came across an iconic story title and was like, you know what? Oh yeah. Yeah, and then had the pleasure of meeting this dude at San Diego Comic-Con, and he's funny. He's a sweetie pie. He's low-key handsome. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else do you need? What
Yeah.
else do you even need?
Girl,
So
we don't
without
just bring them
further
out.
ado, I gotta, if your people don't gas you up, who will? You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So okay, I'm gonna let you do your part to welcome our second special guest.
We're gonna welcome our special guest, Mr. David Crownson. How you doing? Hold on.
Hello.
Yeah.
How's it going?
We're
Thank you for
good.
having me, and thank you for gassing me up.
It was
Good
a
call.
blast.
Thank you for having me. Oh wait,
Yes,
I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like a giant like play button on this. Well, it's on my screen. I don't know if you can see it, but don't worry about it.
Oh no, it's good. On every other video, we are good. I think it's
I'm
just
not
on
seeing
the
it.
yeah.
I'm wondering like what.
But it's all good. We're good.
Okay,
So we've had some technical difficulties on this show, so I ain't even.
It's all good. It's stream your, because I was trying to join on my iPad, and my iPad wasn't letting me join. So we're rocking with my phone right now. That's why that's why the angle is like this.
it's all good. We're gonna switch this up so that.
Oh,
Period.
awesome!
Oh,
I like that.
Let me move that.
Keisha said,
Yeah.
"Let me adjust." Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you can't see the background now, but it's all good. I like this.
It's all right. They seen it in the first half. They seen it in the first half.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. Okay, this is really cool. How are you?
I'm good. How are you two doing?
We're so
We are
good.
good. Today
Yes,
was
awesome.
really good. This has turned
Yes,
out to
we're
be a
just
great
floating at
show.
this point.
Awesome.
I've been
awesome.
so excited because, like, between you and Barbara, I was like, both of mine are signed, and I got them signed at the Black Comic Book Festival in 2023.
Y'all
Like,
see how Keisha just casually flex on me like that sometimes?
and did.
You know,
And
that's
did.
all right. I got aspirations. I'm gonna figure it out. Mhm.
She's
know,
like,
and what's
I'm gonna
crazy
get you, bitch. She's like, I'm gonna get you.
No, when we ran into you at San Diego Comic-Con, and I literally was like going back and forth, like, dang, I should probably just buy another trade right now so that I can get it signed. But the way that my pockets was set up, I was like, I can't rationalize buying this whole book all the way over again to get it signed. And then my Delulu kicked in, and I was like, that's all right. We're gonna see him again. We're gonna see him
We're
again.
gonna get it.
You will see me again, yeah.
Hold on. Can I even do this? Look, if this messes up, I apologize.
We can switch it
But
back to so you could do.
It's all good. It's all good. You good. You
She
good.
has to
I'm
You
gonna
show
put
good.
y'all,
this
'cause
right on back.
Just rock with it. You done fail now. Just do the thing.
Okay.
It's all good.
So
Yeah,
if you
she
can
picked up some
see
epic
all the way
art
in that
from him.
corner.
Yes. Now
So
you
I
know
got
you better
that
get
from
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Yeah. I got that one. Hold on. My camera definitely did say, girl.
He's like,
please."
give us all the angles.
Right? Oh man. Okay. But
I
yeah.
feel like you need a reel of that just spinning because she has art on her ceiling and everything. So it's gonna be cute no matter what angle you catch it.
You good, Keisha, you're good.
Settle
Money.
yourself.
Your money. You got money now.
Oh, you remember that, huh?
Yes. I think I literally like wrote that inside when I signed it.
You definitely did.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite pictures. So, paint the story for everyone else.
Yes.
I had knew about Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer for a while, but I did not have the money. It was between that and Trolley. Didn't have the money for either comic at the time, but I was like, I'm getting this eventually.
Yeah.
Finally, 2023 hits, and your girl had money, and I dropped money everywhere, all over that festival. And I told that to him. It's me and my mom and my daughter, and like I told him that, and then I finally get the signature. He's cracking up while
I
he's
love
writing,
how it's like huge.
right?
Yeah, I made sure. I was like, you got all caps, all caps, all caps right in this. He's like, we gonna
Yeah,
celebrate black people having money, damn it.
exactly.
'Cause it is a battle for us to hold the dollar.
But like, what? All jokes aside, that's like a whole thing. We were talking about this the other day, like how we always want to support. Well, not like the overall we, like me and Keisha specifically, always want to support like indie projects and all that type of stuff. And we understand, especially now that we've met so many people in the industry and like carving out a space for themselves because of how trash the publishing industry can be for a lot of people who look like
Yeah.
us. So we understand like the overhead and wanting to pay your creators like what they're due, what they're owed for the hard work that they're doing and the creativity that they're putting out for the sake of these stories. So it's like it makes sense that these things are priced as they are because it's a whole different beast when you're putting them out in that way. So that's like a real conversation and a decision and a choice that has to like go along with that, being like, you know what, I'm going to pay the whatever they're asking because I want more of this art. I want more of these stories. I want to see more of us in stories. No one's going to tell this story like us. So when we're doing it, you need to support us. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's super real to be like, dang, I wasn't able to back it when the Kickstarter pulled up, but when it came out on that final order cutoff, your girl ordered every variant. No
Thank you.
drama. Okay? Pulled up for that pre-order every week, every month, because it was like,
Thank
nah,
you.
I
Thank
couldn't
you. Thank
afford
you.
it
Thank
back
you.
then, but I got a little change now, so I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we
Yeah.
like to. That's amazing, and thank you. Seriously, thank you. Because
Yeah.
it is like this is, and I think every black creative um feels it, and no matter what level you're at, like I know the Jordan Peels of the world and the Prentice Pennies of the world, they are treated very differently than I'm not trying to dog him because I think he's great. Like Seth Rogen is treated very differently
That part.
than how Prentice will get treated, or how um what's it called, like Jordan Peele, Ryan Coogler, like it, and even not all people real some of the time. We witnessed Sinners coming out, and even then there was like some weird shit like against the movie, like in the news. It's like this movie is gonna ruin Hollywood, and who does
They
Ryan
tried
Coogler think
so
he is?
hard
It's like,
to,
They
it's like,
really did.
yeah, it's like,
they,
I can't believe Sinners didn't make $1 billion. It only made $100 million on a Monday. It's like that's what they do. They always
Yeah.
like move the goalpost, or
Mhm.
even like just with the success that I think Ryan Coogler is becoming, or already is, one of the most successful black filmmakers. Having two movies that have made $1 billion, and or even people say like, oh well, Wakanda Forever only made $898 million globally. It didn't make $1 billion, so it's a flop to me. I'm like, it still made $898 million,
Flop where?
starring black women. The
Yeah.
highest grossing film to star black women.
Yes.
And it's a superhero movie, and it's a Marvel movie. And just even with like the original IP of doing Sinners, like having that make, I think the budget was like maybe 40 million, and it makes $100 million, and then
Yeah.
grosses like 300 something million, and and not just like it making money. It's a well done film, and it gets great reviews, and people are consistently talking about it.
Yeah.
It really grabs like the cultural zeitgeist
Yeah.
for for weeks. And I'm like, yeah, I think you guys are like underappreciating this a little bit. So
100%.
then if a white man comes and does a film, and let's say it's like a weapons or it's something like that. It's like, oh my God, I saw Jesus today because I saw
Mm,
weapons. I
mm.
saw
The
weapons.
way
Oh my,
people cream
and then they,
over Michael Bay movies, I will never understand.
oh yeah, yeah, and then they bring us into it. They're like, I love weapons. It was better than Sinners. I mean, I just love weapons. So it's like, yeah, why are we in it?
They love to make it about everything else
Hmm.
except
Right,
what it
just
is.
consistently putting it down sometimes, but but thank you for supporting Black creators. We
Yes, of
need
course.
it.
That is
Yes, yes.
literally at the core of our mission. But, clearly we can get off on a tangent. But this part of the show is specifically about you. We want to celebrate you, David. And one thing that we love to do with our guests here on Pink Riot is highlight how everyone's path to comics is different and as equally valid. So we love to hear from you. What was your comic book origin story? What got you into comics in the first place?
My dad got me into comic books. He bought me Death of Superman when I was a
Mm,
kid,
Oh.
which was like very like morbid for him to buy me that because it's Superman being beaten to death and like dies. And that was my entry point into comics. And I just thought like, now it's very gimmicky if a superhero like dies because like they'll always come back. But I was like 6 or 7 years old. I was like, oh no, he's never coming back. So
oh,
like I thought like, oh, they killed Superman. Like this is it. He's never coming back ever again. Like they're never because I just thought, oh, death is final. Like as a kid, I had made that relationship with death. I was like, yeah, people don't come back. When you die, you stay dead.
yeah.
So I was like, wow, like they did it. And then Christopher Reeve, I was like, oh, this is a throwback because he dies and like he died yesterday because I read that comic. Like that's how I thought of it.
Oh,
Uh, but yeah, like so, and Superman became my favorite superhero from that, and and then obviously like started to read more of like Batman, Spider Man, X Men, and then all the animated shows started to come out, like the Spider Man show, the X Men show, and Batman show.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then yeah, I just started to read. I think I used to. I was a nerd, y'all.
Love
Still
that for
am.
you. Love that
But
for you. Own it.
yeah, but like, but all the kids would like. I think when I got to like middle school, high school, all the kids were like, "Yo, man, we're gonna smoke weed. What are you doing, David?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna walk to Borders and like, I'm gonna
Yes. Oh
read.
my God.
I'm,
R.I.P.
I'm, I'm
Borders.
yeah,
Yes.
R.I.P. Borders. Yeah, R.I.P. Borders." So like, I would just walk to, and that was like I was such a happy like 14, 15 year old because Borders
Yes.
was like a 10-minute walk from my school, and I
Say
would
less.
walk there. Yeah, my mom worked at like corporate. She worked at AT&T, so she would
Mm.
work late. So I was like, Mom, can I go to Borders and just do my homework and I'll just read and just stay there until 9 o'clock?
The
And
teen
she's
angst
like,
voice is crazy.
Oh.
oh yeah, like yeah, that's what I did. And or sometimes I would just like if I like, hey mom, can I have an allowance of like $5 or $10, and I would just go to Borders, get some food, and just read comics all day. That's what I did.
No way. I
Um,
would love that if my kid was like
Right?
like can I go to Borders and read books and stuff? I go off on school fairs and scholastic and stuff. So like that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That
Literally
sounds so
same. My
awesome.
family would be like, let that baby read. You need some
Right?
money.
oh
Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. My mom loved it too. She was like, all right, like I never have to like worry like about you. And again, because again, I would walk to school, so I'm like, I would walk from school to that Borders, and I'm like, yo, I could have been kidnapped, but like, but, like that didn't happen, thankfully. Um, and and I think the mall was across the street from Borders in the movie theater. So
Mm.
like if I had made some extra money from some volunteer work or working at the grocery store, I'm like, okay, yeah, my day's gonna be set. I'm gonna go see Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and I have
Nice.
some quarters left. Let me call my mom, and be like, yo, mom, I just saw Spider-Man. I'm gonna go to Borders. Can you pick me up at like 7 o'clock? And I would just read for like 3-4 hours. I'm like, yo,
Best day ever.
best
Right.
day ever. Yo, that was the time of my life. I was like, yo, I
Yeah.
made some extra money. Yo, let me go see Men in Black 2 right quick. And
Yo.
what's it called? Yo,
Classics on
2002.
classics.
That's right, 2002. And then go. Oh wait, my new comic books are out. Let me just go and just read comics all day, or like when I got into filmmaking, I would just read screenplays. And they had those published
Ooh.
at Borders and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
I would get my warmed up chocolate chip cookie and my
Yeah.
mudslide frozen thing. I was like, yeah, this is what I do and all that stuff.
Oh.
Oh
While
my gosh, the
all the
nostalgia
boys are
for your perfect day is
Right?
crazy. Because
No,
I
but I
know.
love it though.
Oh my god.
it was a little too nerdy though. I probably should have socialized a little bit more because
No such thing.
No,
No
no,
such
like
no,
all
never.
these guys are like meeting girls and like they're smoking weed, playing sports, meeting
No, that's
girls and stuff.
overrated.
And I was like, nah, I need my Daredevil right quick. Where my Daredevil at?
Yeah.
But
What's
that
that?
was my comic
You have
story.
your whole life to smoke weed.
Exactly. And I didn't like it. It smelled terrible. I was like, this is what you guys do? Like, I went to a
Ooh.
party, and the whole time I was like, I could be reading X-Men right now.
Yes.
I could be reading X-Men, just chilling, and listening to Oasis play in the background and shit,
Yes.
and like Borders, because it was Borders Books and Music, everybody. So
Yes.
they had CDs that you could also like
And
listen
they had
to.
the little thing with
Yo,
the headphones, so you
I
could
missed
listen
that back in the
before.
day.
Yes.
I missed that so
Oh
much.
yeah, those
It was
big
an
giant headphones.
experience. Yeah. Oh man, that was
Exactly.
an
Like you just
experience.
read comics and listen to the Fast and Furious soundtrack. Like, yo, the day
That
is
was
set.
specific. That was specific. Did you do
Yes.
that?
Exactly. Listen to the
Yes.
Fast and Furious soundtrack. Listen to Alien Ant Farm. Read comics. No one bother me. Like I'm just trying to read Dr. Dre. Listen to Dr. Dre 2001 Chronic,
Period.
and read comics all day. Why am I at this boring house party that smells like weed?
I don't
What's
even
it
like
called?
y'all.
Like I don't really like.
He over here
I don't like
singing
any
here
of
by
these
Leslie
people.
Cara.
Like it's like, dang. Anywho,
Yes, the chat is going crazy. Yes,
No,
Alien
Alien
Ant
Ant
that's
Farm.
right.
Farm is
Alien Ant
amazing.
Farm. That's
I
where
still
it's at.
remember when they did that cover, the Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, Smooth Criminal. Smooth Criminal.
Yeah, one of the
And Michael
best
Jackson co-signed
covers.
it. And Michael Jackson, he wasn't like a fan of people doing covers of his stuff, and he openly would like trash people because Michael Jackson like a little bit of a petty Virgo.
Yeah,
But he co-signed it. So, anywho, yeah, libraries. I think even to this day, like libraries, like that's people go to WeWork or they go to other like office spaces. I'll go to like um a library and I still like do all my writing, and I sometimes will have all my Zoom meetings at a library because it's a focused, grounded environment. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What a time to be alive. We love that for
mhm.
you. And we love your comic book origin story was from your dad. Today's the day of the dads because Barbara's origin story
Yeah.
was from her dad too. Love it. See how we didn't even plan that and it just worked out. Period. But
Yeah.
so we
And I
heard
love
your-
Barbara too.
right? We're like
She's
two
amazing.
icons in one day. What are we even talking about?
I'm an icon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you.
but
Thank you for
for
calling
real.
me an icon.
But actually,
Thank you.
yes.
Yeah, the fact that so many people know, because like as an indie artist, I know it's been really hard for a lot of people to get their names out and get the attention that their work deserves. And
Yep.
you have done such an amazing job at that. Like there are people who I know who mostly buy mainstream stuff. They know and they have Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. Like
Yeah.
that
The
is
hype is
amazing to
real.
be able
Even
to,
people who
yeah.
don't like mess with comics like that, if
Yeah,
you ask them, they've heard of it. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
Well,
that's
that
definitely like not a small feat to
Right.
accomplish. Yeah.
At all.
well, well, I am extremely grateful, that people like it, and I'm grateful that I think sometimes people will come over and they say, "Oh, I don't read comic books, but I'll buy this. It'll be my first comic book."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just grateful, for that. And sometimes, like, doing this stuff is not always like easy, and sometimes when you're creating it, you forget about like the journey and how it affects other people,
Yeah.
because sometimes, like, you'll think about money, or you'll think about other things that at the end of the day are meaningless. What matters is that you make something that resonates with people emotionally and
Yeah.
intellectually. Like I think I was having like a really bad day, and I was taking like the train. I think I was coming into New York, and we got stuck in Newark, and I was overhearing like kids like freestyling, and someone referenced my comic book in their freestyle, and I think the lyric was like, "A nigga off the chain, I Harriet Tubman demon slayer this," or some shit like that. It was
Good.
something like that. I like butchered the fuck out of it. Sorry for cursing. I don't know if I can curse on this.
Yeah, you
I'm
No,
can.
so
you're
sorry.
good. You're good.
Okay, okay, cool. I think I like butchered like the fuck out of it. But it was that lyric, and I was like, oh wait, someone knows. And the train started to go. I was like, wait, that's me, kids. Hello, fellow kids.
That is so peak. I love it.
But
Yeah,
I was
when
like,
you
I am
like
cool.
come across your art out in the wild, like unsolicited, unprompted, that's when you know you made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
when kids like it. There's something
Yeah.
about getting the validation from a teenager that
Mhm.
is like it is amazing. Like
Oh
my
yeah.
my 15-year-old, when I got this, Z read it right before I did
Mhm.
and loved it. Like inhaled it within like an hour or two. Just like ripped through it. And it's very rare that Z rips through comics that fast. Like
Oh wow.
I'm
Okay.
just
That makes me feel good for double reasons, and I'm glad to hear that. Yo. Speaking of 15-year-olds, yeah. So I love my nephews. I love my nieces and nephews. But they have been using me for clout lately, and
Mm.
As
they
they
used
should.
to. Yeah, you come to my book signs being like, "Why we have to be here?" And I was like, "Yo, man, keep your voice down." Right? He's like, I don't want to." My one nephew, he used to like not like comic books, um, because he preferred like Berenstain Bears and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
he was like, I don't want to be here. I was like, yo, man, you keep acting like this is my damn event, beat your ass. But now, love him. But like now, he's like, yo, like, yeah, but yeah, that's our uncle. Yeah, that's our uncle right there.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
bro, are you
Yeah.
using me to get this young lady? Like,
Yes.
are you using me? Like wearing like rocking my shirts and shit, and
Mhm.
and down walking down, like just rocking my t-shirts and stuff. Like, yeah. Our uncle made this. I was like,
Yeah, yeah, we
so
locked
now we
in.
appreciate it.
Yep.
We locked
Mhm.
in. Okay,
That is
speaking
the
of which,
teenager.
sorry, go ahead,
No,
Keisha.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we heard your origin story, like what got you into reading comics, but we want to hear also the origin story, what got you into creating comics. Like, when did this idea come about, and when did you first start like working on it, that sort of thing.
Yes, it came about a couple years, like, oh damn, it came about like 10 years ago, and my background is I was an actor, and I had gone to school in theater school to I was trained to be an actor,
Mm-hmm.
and I minored in like playwriting and screenwriting, and I had been doing lots of theater, lots of off Broadway stuff, lots of independent films, and then I had a big audition for this small movie called Star Wars: The Force Awakens. and it was it was like a really like tiny
I
small.
know you fucking lying, David.
I know, right?
Yeah, it
Real
was this
small movie.
art house director named
No big
Jeffrey
deal.
James Abrams, was
I
directing it.
can't with you. You know what?
Yeah,
We're gonna.
it's right. So this is art house movie, but it was a very, for some weird reason, it was like a really secretive audition. Um, and I think when I was auditioning for it, they gave us like a fake script, and
Hmm.
like the fake script was an army movie. And originally, I was just auditioning to be a soldier, a stormtrooper who has a couple of lines.
Mhm.
And I think they liked me in that audition, so they said, "Hey, like, let's have him like read for like, you know, something else." So I thought, okay, I'll probably be a stormtrooper that like has, instead of having like one page, I'll do more feature. And then my manager calls me, Terry may she rest in peace, Terry Saperstein, best
Mm.
manager who took a chance on me and got me all these great auditions. Um, she called me and she was like, "Hey, they want you to be the lead. They want you to test for the lead in this movie." And at the time, I don't know that it's Star Wars. I just think I'm reading for a soldier movie, like an army film.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm thinking, okay, so because the casting was in this kind of like just like this small building um in like Midtown, but like, hey, this is gonna be in a different studio in Union Square.
Mm.
So my manager was like, you can't tell anyone about this. And I was like, yeah, I'm low key. I don't tell people my business. She's like, yo, keep those giant Negro lips shut. I was like, Terry, you white, don't make me jump out this phone, beat your ass like a drum. Like, girl, I know you ain't talking that good shit.
Put it
Anywho,
in reverse,
um,
Terry.
I'm kidding. She didn't say all that. I made that up. So Terry's like, he's like, listen, you're gonna go. This is serious. They're not giving you the script. You have to show up on time, and you have to memorize all the lines for this. And I was like, all right. And she's like, don't mess this up. This could change your life. And I'm like, girl, it ain't that deep. Like it's an army movie. Like, what is it? And she's like, just show up and just do it. All right. Now go to bed early. Do whatever you need to do, and make sure you smell good. I was like, bitch, what the fuck is this? Really smell good? Um. Anywho, so I wake up. I go to the gym and like get myself prepared. I'm not thinking anything of this. I'm just like, it's probably just an independent movie, and I've auditioned for a lot of independent films. Go to the building, take the elevator, and there's like an instructions. It's like you go to the elevator, hit L or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I hit L. It's like, is that the lobby? And it goes up, and I was like, all right, and the doors open and it says Lucasfilm, and I was like,
Ooh.
Lucasfilm. I'm like, oh, George Lucas is probably producing, because George Lucas produces a lot of like independent films and shit, right? So I'm just thinking like, I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background.
A little bit. You're okay.
A little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, you good.
okay, cool. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
So I go to. I'm thinking, okay, George Lucas usually produces lots of independent films and he finances lots of independent films. So I'm just like, oh, okay, she losing her shit because it's George Lucas. Because George Lucas produced and like made Red Tail. So I'm thinking, okay, that's why she losing it. And then I'm walking, there's like all this like stormtrooper, it's like Turn of the Jedi. And I'm just like nothing but Star Wars shit is like all up in this bitch. And I'm like, nah. And then I start to see like other like famous, like Jesse Plemons is walking by, and I was like, oh shit, dude from Breaking Bad. Um, and then like Tony Revolori, who plays Flash in the Spider-Man movies, is there. Um, and then Homegirl comes to check me in, and she was like, Michael, and I turn around. I was like, no, I'm David. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, what's it called? We look at the time, and it's like, it's it's a bunch of names. Michael B. Jordan is also auditioning for this, and I was like, wait a minute. And I like pull out my phone, like looking at the news, and I'm like, JJ, J.J. Abrams is producing Star Wars movie reboot auditions, and I was like, wait a minute. And then it was on the news that Michael B. Jordan was testing for it, and I was like, no, no. And then like this white woman who's like the assistant comes in, and she's like, hi, Mr. Crownson, this is for you, and you can just sit in this room, and you have like half an hour. Eat whatever you want, take whatever you want, and we'll be with you shortly. We're so sorry. We're kind of like behind. We're so sorry. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm reading it, and it says like Stormtrooper X-Wings, and I'm like, oh, holy fucking shit. I'm auditioning for Star Wars. And I'm like losing it. And then there's all this like food and smart water. I act like a nigga and take all the food and shit. I'm like, mother. Because I'm a struggling actor and shit. So I'm just
it's the only appropriate thing to do.
mother,
Oh my gosh.
very niggerish here. So
With the hard eyes,
so anywho, so I'm like, let me get my stuff together, and what's it called?
And you said, this is the way.
Exactly. This is the way. That's how we do it here. Listen, I was a waiter and I was working at Equinox Gym. All right, our brother was starving and shit.
Period.
So I'm taking all the croissants, I'm taking all the Entenmann's and shit, and just like bagging that shit.
Leaving here
And
with
putting
something.
right. It's like I'm leaving here. So I'm from around the way. I live in Harlem. So like we taking all the Entenmann's, we taking all the smart waters, Fiji waters, and just like dropping that shit in. Very embarrassing.
No, they'll be
yeah.
fine. They have stacks
yeah.
of it.
Right.
But yes. Oh, LT, I'll get to that point in a second. LT says, wait, he started writing college because of a Star Wars audition? Yes, I did.
Period.
So I go in to the audition, and it's a bunch of people are in this room. It's like a whole ass audience, and it was kind of like overwhelming because it's like Kathleen Kennedy and like all the Disney people are there, and they're like, "Hi, David." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I start reading one of the lines, and I think the character's name was like scratched up, and it was Finn. They call him Finn. So I'm just like, "Oh shit." I'm like reading for whoever this guy is. His name is Finn. They fucked up. And I read it, and I'm in the room for like a long time. I was like in the room for like, it felt like I was in there for 2 hours. And they're just saying, hey, try it this way, try it that way. And I do it a bunch of different ways. And then they're like, okay, like let's try something else. And then I had to improvise with a dog. That was a dog that was going to be a robot or some shit. So it was like I had to act off of a dog, and they have the dog like fully trained. They're just like, you can't pet it or anything crazy. And I was like, I'm so sorry because I love dogs. So I do the script. I do all the lines, and they say, hey, are you comfortable with like fight training, and how fit are you? And I'm like, I'm in the gym a lot. I work at Lifetime. I don't mind working out and doing all that extra stuff. And they're like, all right, cool. Are we good? And they're like, they're not talking to me. They're talking to like, I think J.J. Abrams was watching the audition via Skype or something like that. Cause he's like in Africa or some shit. So and I just hear a voice from like a laptop go like, we're good. And then I'm just like, all right, deuces, y'all. And I'm thinking like, I feel really good about it. And I call my manager and I start cursing her out. I was like, bitch, why don't you say it was fucking Star Wars? I should beat your ass. Like, Terry Saperstein, bitch, I should beat your ass for not telling me that this was an audition. I was like, Terry, you thin-lipped white bitch. How can you tell me this was a Star Wars audition? I should beat your old ass. She's like, I didn't want you to be overwhelmed and like psych yourself out over every day. And I was like, well, bitch, I almost had a meltdown and shit, embarrassed myself. Freaking. Also, the Entenmann's fell out of my book bag because my Negro self brought my book bag and shit, and some of it fell out, but they didn't notice. I was like, oh, excuse me, and stuff like that. so 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 anywho, my manager, she's just like, hey, like just so you know, like they really liked you, and they just want to know if you have a passport. And I was like, shit, I have a passport. And Tara, God bless her heart, like I felt like she was gonna call me like a nigga for for not having it. It's like, you don't have a passport, and I have a passport. I don't know if it's renewed yet. And she's like, get it done. I was like, I had to correct Terry. I was like, hey girl, it's getting plantation-y. All right, I will Django Unchain your ass. You talk that disrespect real good. All right, I miss that manager. So so anywho, I get my passport. They really liked me. They send paperwork because I have to sign some like they recorded the audition, so I have to sign like some paperwork
Releases
saying that
and
they can.
NDAs and everything
Yeah,
else.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to sign like an NDA, and then I have to sign a release form that on the 20-year anniversary of this movie, they can use my uh, face for an audition to see who auditioned for it. And then I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm going to get this. And then the casting directors really liked what I did, so they got me other auditions for like other like big TV shows. So it was like Orange is the New Black, and then there was like. Uh, a few other like TV shows as well, and it was like a month of just big, like high profile auditions. So I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna book one of these. You know, that's what's gonna happen. And then I didn't book any of them. So I was just like really sad, heartbroken. And my mom called me and she was like, hey, if you don't get any of these auditions, I think you should, you know, I think you should like come live with us in Africa, in Ghana, West Africa, because that's where my family originates from.
Period.
And I just decided to do it because I was exhausted, I was tired, and just like burnt, like burnt out.
Yeah, that'll
So,
do it.
oh yeah, like just a lot of these big profile auditions. But I should have been like grateful that I had that. But I said I took it as a sad thing. So I give up my apartment and I take a leave of absence from my jobs, because New York City jobs plural,
Yeah.
and I moved
Yeah.
to Ghana and lived with my mom and my stepfather.
Aw.
And it was a beautiful experience. I think every Black person in America should do it.
Mm.
And while I was there, I got the idea for Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer because this is like the blackest sentence in the world. I was in Ghana, West Africa, eating fried chicken and watching a Harriet Tubman documentary. The blackest sentence ever uttered. Like castor oil in a kufi just manifested as soon as I said that shit. It's like manifested when I said that shit.
Oh my god, David!
So is wild.
Yes. So anywho, I'm in Ghana eating fried chicken, watching a Harriet Tubman documentary, and as soon as the documentary ended, I'm channel surfing and I land on the ending of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, where there's this katana fight scene between Michelle Yeoh and Zhang Zi. And then immediately after that, I started watching Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. And I'm really excited to watch this movie. And it was yes. Oh yes, it was a terrible movie. And I remember being like really mad that it was a bad movie because it seemed like such a cool like a cool premise for a movie, but they didn't take advantage of it.
And they hyped the hell out of it too, and then it was just
oh yeah, they were like this is the best movie in the world. Two generic white people in this thing. It's like yo, it's gonna be the best thing in the world. No disrespect to Jeremy Renner and Homegirl in the movie. I'm sorry that was me. That's not nice. Making movies, making projects is really hard.
No lies were told. There you go.
Right.
Damn. Hey, Jeremy, if you ever watch this, they said it, not me.
You know.
Actually, Jeremy knows it too.
Right, I was gonna say, he knows.
He's like, yeah, I know it's bullshit. But like, so
Oh my
Terrible
god.
movie. And I remember I was so mad and offended about the movie being bad. I
Yeah.
just was journaling, and I was journaling about my day and my experience being outside of America.
Mm.
And the things that I wrote down were, it was like a stream of conscious journal entry. And these things stood out. It was Harriet Tubman, katana fight scene, and witch hunters. And then I was like, wait, Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. Like, what if Harriet Tubman knows martial arts and beats up a racist werewolf? I don't know. And just that was just like the name and like the image, and that's like where it stuck for me. And I remember being um just really inspired, but I didn't know what it was gonna be. I was like,
Mhm.
it can't be a movie. I don't know how to make it a movie. I don't have those
Shit.
connections. Yeah, it can't be a TV show. It can't be a video game. And, and I think when I flew back to America, I went to one of those, like, when you get to like the airport and there's like those overpriced like convenient places. Um, there was like I went to go get like an overpriced Gatorade or some shit. So I
Yeah.
buy this Gatorade for like $18, and I see a book, and it's yeah, 18. It was probably like $7. It was like overpriced as shit.
Yeah.
But I see a book while I'm in line, and it's called Words for Pictures, and it's by Brian Michael Bendis, who's my
Mhm.
favorite comic book writer. He created Miles Morales, and he writes just great comic book writer. And I'm like, wait. I was like, wait. It's a comic book. I'll make Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer a comic book series. I have no connections in comic books, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing either.
You gotta get the capital connection.
But you got a dream,
Yes,
and that's all.
yeah, I had the dream, had the vision.
Yeah.
I did know other comic book artists, but I didn't know how to go about doing it.
Mm.
So I bought the book Words for Pictures on Amazon. I didn't buy it from motherfucking the airport, because that shit was $200 at the airport. So
Exactly.
I waited and got that shit on Amazon for like $11. Sorry, Brian. And just and just like read the book in like one day, and started researching Harriet Tubman's true life, because
Mm.
if I'm going to do this, it has to be a biography that's grounded in her life.
Yeah.
And started researching a lot of like Anne Rice and like vampire and monster mythology. And then just kind of figuring out like what's the tone going to be. And then I was like, wait, I got it. It should be Django Unchained meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So rewatched all
Yeah.
of Buffy. Like just
Yes.
rewatched it the
Oh, you
whole
were deep
entire
in the
season.
lore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like deep
All
in
of
the lore.
Buffy is crazy because there's
Yeah.
hell of Buffy episodes.
Oh yeah, I think I watched all 7 seasons in like 2 weeks. Um, I had this amazing side job where all I do was like input data. So I would input data and have my laptop, and I would just be like, it was the best job in the world.
Love
All
that.
I got, I literally got paid to hit copy paste.
Yep.
Anywho, but
Period.
yeah, I just remember rewatching Buffy to get into the lore, and then I was like, I'm ready. I need someone to draw this shit, and it's really expensive to make comic books. So I got a hold of Cortland Ellis, who drew the cover of it, and I was like, "Hey, man! Like, I remember seeing his art, and I was like, he's the guy for this." And I said, "Dude, I have this idea for a comic book." He's like, "What's it called?" I'm like, "It's called Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. I think you should draw it." And he was just like, "We're gonna get in a lot of trouble. Let's do this." And yeah, so we're doing it, and he's like, I don't know, man. Like, I was like, dude, we have to do this. Um, and I was working on the script, and I think I found an investor, like a money guy, who was like, hey, I want to put money into this. I'll pay for the first issue. All I want to do is because I can see this being a movie or a TV show. So I want to be an executive producer when it becomes a movie or a TV show. And I was like, cool, let's
Period.
do it. And then this dude turned out to be super duper flaky. And I lovingly called him out on it, just being like, hey man, can you do this? Are we still doing this? And he was like, "How dare you question me, Negro?" He was white. He was a cloud-colored man. He's like, "How
Cloud
dare he?"
color is
He's like,
crazy,
"I
David.
can't believe this Negro is asking me if I'm. You know what? I quit. How dare you question me and my
Dare you?
money?" And
I
I
will
was
White
like,
take my
man.
dollar elsewhere.
"I will take my money to more important projects. You big-lipped beast. How dare?" Um, I'm kidding. He didn't say that, everyone. It felt like he did say that. I still have the text message because I look at it and I laugh today. What's it called? So, so I just remember. Uh, he didn't say those racist things. It really did feel like he said that shit. I was like, yo, did he call me a hard R? I was like, hold up. I was like, let me pull up and beat this dude's ass right quick.
Oh my
Um,
gosh,
I am
David.
not afraid to put paws on old white people. Shit. Anywho, so anywho, he quits, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, right? Because Portland, for him to draw and color and do the first issue, it's gonna cost me like $3,000. And yes, LT, it was the tone. There was a hard R under the tone of what he said to me. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I guess like I'm not gonna do Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer right now. And it's been like really exhausting trying to get this all together. I
Yeah.
don't want to do a Kickstarter because I had seen a series that I thought was really brilliant fail on Kickstarter, and I was like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I was afraid of failing publicly for some weird
Ooh,
reason.
say that, because that's
Yeah.
what's holding a lot of people back right now, low
Oh
key.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'll touch on that in a second. Like I was really afraid of failing publicly, and that was really motivating me not to do a Kickstarter. So I'm just like, let me like, I'll finance this myself. I'll get a second job, and let me just take a break, take a breath. Yeah, Hillary Clinton's gonna be president tomorrow,
Mm.
and like,
Mm.
let me go vote. Let me go take a nap.
Oh shit.
You know, I can't. Can y'all believe Donald Trump ran for president? Like, what the fuck was that? Like, that was funny as fuck.
We're
Like, this is set.
living
Like
in
this
the
is sad that this
wildest.
has to end because I've been enjoying laughing at this man for a year, and I'm never gonna have to see his ass again. So Hillary's gonna win tomorrow. Let me go. Let me go to. Usually every election I go to the movies. So let me go vote. I'm gonna go to the movies, and then I'm gonna walk out the movie with Hillary as president. So I think I went to go see. I think either I saw Rebel Ridge or I saw not Rebel Ridge. I saw Hacksaw Ridge with Andrew Garfield.
Hmm.
I come out the movie theater, and I'm in New Jersey, and the atmosphere is like different. I was like, yo, I was like, yo, am I tripping, or is it like really dark outside? It's like dark, like pitch
Yeah.
black.
The
I'm
demons
like,
ascending.
yeah, I was like, yo, like, why is it like black? Like darkness is like covering New Jersey. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm tripping because it's like 11 o'clock at night. Let me get in my car and I'm driving, and it's so dark. And I was like, God, damn, it is dark. Like, people didn't pay their light bill. What the fuck? So like, what's going on? But then I see one house that's lit up, and it just says like Trump, and I'm just like, oh, the one house. Like, they probably just rebels and shit. So I get home, and I was living with my sister and my mom. My sisters and my mom at the time, and I get home. And my sister's like, she's like watching, like she's like this, like looks stressed, and I'm like, yo, what's up? What's going on? And I didn't turn on my phone or turn on the radio, so I like drove in silence, coming home. So I'm just like, yo, what's up? My sister's like, she needs to win like 2 of these states. She needs to win. I was like, what you mean she needs? And I look, and it's like Donald Trump has claimed Michigan. It's like my sister's like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna win. And I was like, what you mean she ain't gonna? And it was like, she's like, David, look, look at the map, and it's like, even if she wins these other places, she's still gonna lose. And they call it, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. And I think that morning I was talking to, my friend Alex, and Alex, dope, awesome black woman who's a stunt woman. Shout out
Cool.
to Alex. And
Hey.
Alex was like, I've been crying all night. I'm just really sad. Like, I was like, yeah, I didn't even cry. I'm just shocked.
Yeah.
And Alex was like, hey, so what are you working on? And I was like, oh, I was working on this thing. It's Harriet Tubman slaying demons. And Harriet Tubman demons. Like, she's like, David, you need to make that right now. And I was like, Alex, calm down. It's like 7 a.m. He's like, no, you need to make that now.
Get
Like,
it going.
it's like, as a black woman, I need to see a dark-skinned black woman killing racist demons right now. And I was like, understood, heard. She's like, you're gonna make that, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm gonna make it. We hang up, and I was like, I ain't gonna make that shit, and I go back to bed. I was like, Alex, I'm a grown ass man. And I was like, Alex, you got money? Alex, hell no, nigga. Freaking, what am I gonna do? So, anywho, I go back to sleep. I wake up at like 12, and like Luke Cage, the TV show was on. I was like, yeah, let me binge watch Luke Cage, season 1. Let me go eat my feelings.
Oh,
And I go and I get Popeyes, very, very niggerish. And
that's for you. Red beans and
then,
rice.
say again?
I said with red beans and rice.
No, I got fries and extra biscuits.
That's how
Oh.
you eat it. That's how you.
But
You know what?
because the biscuits in New Jersey are like different, but they're like very like they make it with like if they're not dry, they're like buttery and like moist. Love it. Anywho, so I get Popeyes, and then I go to Walmart to get like my dessert snacks, which is like Oreos, and I get cake, vanilla cream batter to like mix in, and like because big back activities over here, everybody. Big back and knees. So so I go and I go and I
Oh my
this is a
god.
long ass story. So I go and I'm at Walmart, and I'm big back activities, getting
Oh my
Oreos and
god.
cream and
But
like
it's
pineapple
valid.
soda. Valid because like
It was
because we
valid.
just witnessed 29/11s just happen basically.
Yeah.
So everyone's just sad and depressed because New Jersey's a blue state. And I remember being in line, and there was like a long ass line at Walmart. I'm like, yeah, why is there a long ass line? And I saw that there was one cashier that no one was going to, and it was a Muslim woman who had a hijab on, and no one was going to her. And I'm like, I'm the only black person in line, and I'm like, is something wrong with her register? And these white people were just like, just like acting weird.
Mm.
So I go to her line, her register, and these idiots are just stuck in line. And it's like, oh fuck, they're like racist. What the fuck? I'm like, nah, that can't be it. That can't be it. It was it.
That is so
And she checks me out, and she's like, have a good day. I'm saying, you have a good day too. And I'm walking to my car, and this white dude like approaches me, and he's like, hey brother, you're braver than me for going to that woman. And I was like, it's like braver than you. And he's like, now that and I don't know why he's talking to me like this, because like I am like a black man, a dark
Right,
skinned
what
black
about
man.
me says
Right.
come
I'm
to
a
me
safe
with the
space.
bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, well, like I've seen like Herman Cain was on the news today, and it made me feel, safe. He didn't say that, but like he did have a Herman Cain sticker on his truck. Um, so he was just like, he's like, yeah, like when I see people like that, they scare me, and I'm glad that like Trump is here, so he's gonna get them out of here. I'm just like, I was like, he felt too comfortable saying that shit. I was like,
Yeah.
what a demonic thing to say. Like, the people police need to fly down and grab this demon. What the fuck? So I'm just like, what the fuck? So, anywho, I'm like, yo, fuck that shit. Alex, I'm going to make this comic book now because I just think I'm just so over the blatant emboldened racism that I'm seeing and witnessing, and also experience like because as a black person, you experience it 24/7, but you
Yeah.
experience it from like a microaggressive way. For it to be like 1960 shit in your face, I'm like, oh no, can't tolerate that shit today.
Yeah.
So I made the comic book not because I was trying to make money or become rich and famous, or anything like that. It kind of was like a selfish catharsis way. And when it came to doing the Kickstarter, I said, my I'm not going to be driven by my fear anymore because the worst fucking thing has already happened. And I'm going to be driven by my proximity to success than to my embarrassment of being afraid. Because if I fucking failed, at least I gave it everything I fucking could.
That
And
part.
beyond that, like I was out there when I did the Kickstarter. I was on the street like passing out like flyers and shit, and just making lots of bold requests from people at all times. And again, was not going to let myself get distracted by the fear. The fear was always there, but
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we can do something. We can make an impact of this. And I make this joke. I'm like, I haven't posted this video because I'm afraid. I should post this video one day, but it's me at like BlurredCon, and someone just asked me, it's like, hey David, why did you make Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer? And I'm just eating pancakes and shit. And I'm like, hi, I'm David Crownson. I made Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer to scare racists and make niggas feel good. And that's
Period.
why I made it.
Excellent pitch. Immediately,
Right?
yes.
Thank you. So I'm just like, nah, like, because we're seeing all this shit happen with Trayvon Martin, and seeing black people get killed and murdered. And also, not only are we seeing that done at an alarming way at an alarming rate, we're seeing jokes about it. Like, it's a punchline, you know. That's why when certain things happened last week, I'm not like, you know, as upset, because for a decade jokes and blatant stuff has been happening like that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
wild
So
how everyone's all up in arms now.
oh yeah, it's like how
Like we see the
how
difference in your behavior and the difference in your reaction.
it's like
Fact.
how dare those Negroes laugh and make jokes. Anywho, here's a tweet from 2020 of me making fentanyl jokes about George Floyd, and there's 30 of them. I was like, why do y'all think we hold George Floyd as like the Martin Luther King and stuff? Like y'all can't stop talking about George Floyd. Anywho, so I do the Kickstarter, it becomes successful, and I think I was only gonna raise $5,000, but Kimberly, Dalton Mitchell, and Chris Chalk, shout out to them. They're like, hey man, you should ask for more than that because you can easily borrow 5,000 from somebody. And I wanted to be like, all right, nigga, what's good? All right, nigga, what's good? All right, nigga, like yo,
Run the pockets.
funny you say that, nigga. I'm like one of them girls from Proud Family. Like, yo, what's good? Hey, what's good?
Real sisters.
Run across the street.
Run the shit. Run the shit. But he's like, no man, you can easily. It has to be a goal that's attainable, but like almost unattainable. So you should ask for like $15,000. And I was scared. So, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. We asked for $15,000 and ended up raising, 20 something $1,000
Period.
in a month. And we do the comic book. It comes out, I think I wanted to come out in February, but that was going to be impossible. And Cortland starts drawing it, comes out in April, and it starts to sell really well, and people start buying it and loving it. And I'm getting movie and TV offers and stuff like that. And The comic keeps getting a lot of attention and popularity, and I do another Kickstarter 2 years later and raise more money, and then pandemic happens, but I still keep doing the comic. Comics start selling out at a bunch of places, and get linked up with the pandemic happens. And during the pandemic, I just filmed this commercial that you can probably watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I put all my money into this commercial. And I like new apartment money into making this commercial. And so, and I was living with my family at the time. And I just remember, like, I do the commercial. It looks great. My friends came together in a great way, and they helped put it together. And I'm thinking, like, yo, this is about to go viral. It's going to get 1 million views. I post it. It gets 200 views. And I was, like, crushed. I was like, shit, I, like, used all of my money, and it didn't go viral. So I remember, like, being in line at, like, Wendy's. Lots of fast food in these stories, everybody. Take your vitamins, everybody, and drink fish oil, all that good stuff. Have some sea moss, a tablespoon of sea moss, everybody, to like regulate your shit. So take apple cider vinegar and ashwagandha. That's right. I'm on my Dr. Sebi shit. That's right. On my Dr. Sebi shit. So I'm in line at Wendy's, and someone you should have on your show, Sebastian Jones, calls me from Stranger Comics.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey man, like, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing, man. Just using my last $13 to get Wendy's." And he's like laughing. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm serious. I didn't say that shit." But I'm just I'm just getting Wendy's. What's up, man? And he's like, "Dude, that commercial, that thing you shot with Harriet, it looks amazing." And he's like, "Hey man, I showed that to Prentice Penny. We're like partners now. We're working together on something at HBO. And he really liked it. And then we showed his whole entire staff and production company, and they all really loved it."
Period.
And like, "Hey, like, are you doing anything with Harriet Tubman right now?" And I'm just like, "No." He's like, "Hey, do you want to like?" He's like, "Hey, like, would you be okay if me and Prentice like tried to we develop it as a TV show?" And I was like, I was very calm, but I was like, "Yeah, man, that'd be cool," And like, here we are. But inside, I was like, "Fuck yes, nigga, I want to make this show. Let's do this
I
shit."
almost dropped my chicken nuggets.
Right.
Yeah, I almost dropped my triple value meal. I almost dropped that shit. I got the Dave's Classic Triple with cherry root beer.
Cherry root beer. Okay,
That's right.
classic, man.
I appreciate you remembering every single order from every time.
Yeah, I know, but my girlfriend's like, "You big back fat ass nigga. You remember everything."
No, that is appreciated. Absolutely, that is appreciated. Shit.
Yes. No, like so that's the Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer story. TV show stuff is it's been really cool and fun. Some ups and downs. Still making a comic book. And I think the TV show has made me a better writer for the comic book, and doing the TV show has made me be even more like unapologetic about what I want and need.
Period.
Because this isn't the first time I've gotten the film or TV thing. There are times where there was one time I got an offer to make it a TV show with a famous person, but they were not the right choice. They wanted to play Harriet. And Harriet Tubman is a dark-skinned Black woman. And I was very adamant that she be a dark-skinned Black woman. And they were like, "What a
sticking to your guns and what's right."
Oh no, friggin', I mean, shit was not. Shit was not sweet.
Same. I'm literally like running through my yellow Rolodex here. Like,
you said yellow, bitch.
I can say that.
No, she's like, let me check my red bone files.
Check my phone palette.
No, no, but like it was someone who was very. If this person like joined or just walked in, we would know exactly who this. That's how famous this person is.
Mm.
And I was like, hey, you're not the right person for this, but they offered me a ton of money,
Mm.
and I was like, yeah, it's a lot of money, and my ass like needs it.
It's like, you sure
And
we couldn't just write you in some other way?
yeah, and
It'd be
here's a,
Odessa.
oh yeah, here's a hint. The person is a singer or rapper, and the person does music is what I'll say, and this person isn't known to be a great actress. So I'm just kind of like, I was like, I'd seen her act in something, and I was like, I don't think I can believe you being Harriet Tubman. I don't know. I didn't say that to her people, but they were like, hey, here's what we're willing to offer you. And again, this is more money than I have ever seen in my entire life. And I think to this day, still a lot of money that I had seen. And the money, my broke ass, if I see a comma on my bank account, I'm like, oh shit, I'm rich.
Ah, nigga, we made it.
Yeah, like we made it. So I'm just thinking like, and thankfully, my lawyer is getting 5% of this deal.
Mm.
So my lawyer was like, hey, like, I don't think you should do it.
Mm.
I was like, what? And my former lawyer, Nicole Compass, who's great and amazing. What's it called? She's like, I don't think you should do it. And I'm like, well, Nicole, you're getting 5% of this like chunk of change. You sure about this?
Though, because we've seen that other Harriet Tubman movie did not do numbers like they thought it would because they did not pick the right person to be Harriet. So
They didn't.
I have a story about that too.
They went across the pond for that one.
Oh yeah. Like, and I was very like, Harriet Tubman should be, at least for me, I'm thinking she should be American and be a dark skinned black woman.
mhm.
And just a great actress, like a character actress.
Yeah.
Especially for my version of Harriet. You know, I want to keep it a biography, like it should be grounded in her real life story.
Yeah.
And these folks are offering me a ton of money, and my lawyer just keeps saying like, hey, I don't think you should do it because I've seen clients take these deals where they make a ton of money and then they make the project and it's not what their soul desires, and then it's a terrible thing and they get really depressed and then they have trouble finding work and supporting themselves because millions of dollars will run out if it's not managed properly.
Yeah.
And then my dumb ass, I'm like, so you're saying I need to manage the money properly? She's like, it's not what I. She's like, Negro.
Money is one hell of a drug. Okay.
She's like, that's not what I'm saying. Look back on it and you'll be miserable. And then there were certain constraints in the contract that were like, they would own the film and TV rights for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
I would still get to do whatever I want with the comic book, but like I wouldn't have any creative input. Homegirl who was in a
horror story. We've heard that from so many other people too. But they do, drink the Kool-Aid and then their shit ends up locked down for however many years and you don't hear
it, like I wouldn't have gotten the film and TV rights back until 2029. I would have been very wealthy. It was 2019 at the time. And I just was, and I was not in negotiating terms because I think I had just lost my job.
Oh, you were like, give me the money. What are we talking about?
Right?
I was like, yeah, let me do this. But my lawyer was like, listen, like, I really want you to think about this. And I was late on my rent. I was like, listen, I can't like. And she's like, okay, if you don't think you'll survive, and you are desperate for the money, because these people had the money, they were holding all the cards. just take a minute to think about this. So I took a train back to New Jersey and was hanging out with my mom, and I was just like telling my mom what I was going through, and you know, my mom co-signed for some student loans and shit. So I'm thinking she's like,
Like,
Negro, you better sign this shit. Freaking this messing up my credit. You better sign this deal, Negro. My mom doesn't say that. My mom is like, well, what do you think you should do, son? And I'm like, God, like this person will play Harriet, won't be good, and like, and my mom doesn't know how Hollywood and that stuff works. She's like, well, maybe you can teach her how to be a good actor because you're an actor, son. I was like, Mom, they're gonna give me money and like throw me to the side. And my mom was just like, not all money is good money,
mm.
That's
you know.
true. Very true.
And I'm just like, Mom, wait a my rent. And she was like, I said, hey, if you can't afford, you can just come live. You can always come back and live at home. You don't have to do that. You always, you have your mom. You have your mama. That's what my
One
mom
time
said.
for my
Oh,
dude.
right?
Yeah. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Um, so I go back and I'm still trying to like make this deal happen because I was like, yo, I wanna get that brownstone in Harlem right quick. Um, so so I'm just like, please
Ooh,
do it
that
like
kind of
this.
money.
Yeah.
Yes, it
You
is like
said,
brown.
I heard what you said. I
Right,
didn't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, brownstones, plural, everybody,
Yeah.
plural. I was like, hey,
Ooh.
everyone, I got my brownstone in Harlem, and I got my townhouse in Jersey City and shit. And I got
Mm.
my mom a little ranch house, you know. Wish I could get her a
Oh,
mansion, but you know, like that type shit.
that's money.
So money. So it's funny, like the girlfriend, I was with her at the time. I didn't meet her till much later, and that's probably good because I told her the story, and she was like, "Negro, you can't just be like you can't sell out in a mansion, Negro." No, but but I remember, you know, talking to them and just saying like, "Hey, I just think it'd be problematic if this person is playing Harriet because it's already called Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. They're gonna look at it. It's kind of a funny thing, but I think to really get people involved in the world, so it's not just like schlock. It kind of takes us out of it if it's Scarlett Johansson. It's not Scarlett Johansson. It
No,
takes
you
us out
said
of it.
light skinned rapper singer.
Yeah, like it
Nah,
takes us
never
out
mind.
of it if it's Cardi B or something like that. You know,
Cardi B as
Cardi.
Harriet Tubman is crazy.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh, he's like, y'all want to go? He's like, y'all want to go to freedom? Oh, Kurt.
You'd have to do it in between the pregnancies.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
What's it called? So I'm just like I'm trying to like talk to the team and just say like, hey, it would really work if we did this. And I think that person's music, if they produce it, is what will really turn this project and put it to where it needs to be.
Mm.
Mm.
And they were like, yeah, but this person like they want to act and like, and then they're like they like double down the shit. Like we'll give you extra money if you just let the person play it. And it's like moment of truth.
Oh, to have morals
and
and
and I just
standards.
remember, oh yeah, and I was thinking because I'm in this restaurant in Harlem, and I just remember I don't think I've told this part of the story. I just realized I never
Right,
told this part of the
exclusive.
story.
We're set.
Right?
I see someone. I think it was maybe it was some weird Christian person, and the person had a T-shirt, and the T-shirt said it was like "Say no to the devil" on it, and they had just like they were like walking right past me, um, and then I saw Zazie Beats walking. And I was like, "Yo, she's fine as hell. God damn, she's beautiful in person." But I was like, "David Focus T-shirt." Zazie Beats is gorgeous, everybody.
Absolutely.
So I just was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not
David,
gonna do it."
David said, look at God.
I was like, the devil, God, right? So I'm like, yeah, nah. I'm like, guys, it's not gonna work. Either you do this version of the contract, or we can find something else to work on together.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're not going to find anything to work on together, David. You're going to sign this, and blank blank is going to play Harriet Tubman, and you get to tell the story of how you became very rich at this restaurant. And I'm like, I think that's not the story that I want to tell.
Ooh.
And I was like, guys, thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you.
Because what
I
you're
don't think
not
this
gonna
is.
tell me is what you're gonna tell me to do. Like,
Yeah, yeah, and
With
like, and
my
also,
stuff, with my work.
right.
especially if they're not like good at it, like, 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 and they have one thing I love about working with Prentice Penny, who created Insecure, directed Uncorked. He is the one of the first people when him and I have a difference of opinion. Prentice will thinks about everything to the last possible detail. It is all well thought out, well articulated. Uh, Him and I we had a back and forth on an email one time, and it was about who was going to play Harriet, but a different reason about who was going to play Harriet.
Mm-hmm.
I think this this actress, I really wanted to approach them, and he was like, "Hey, let's just wait until we get some things in order with the studio. Let's wait until we finish the script. Let's wait until we have our director locked in for the pilot. Also, there might be a writer's strike, so we don't know what's going to happen." And I was like, "Nah, fuck that shit, nigga. Let's just get her now. Let's do that shit." He's like, "David, please, let's figure this out. Let's wait until, because we don't know her. Let's wait until we finish the script. Let's wait until." I was like, "Nigga, get her the comic book, nigga. Like, just throw the comic book at her and shit." He's like, "Totally different." And so we had this back and forth, but he, at the end of the day, he was like, "Dude, I know where you're coming from, but I want it to be so set up so it's undeniable."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Got it." So I don't mind if someone like tells me, not even tells me what to do. The press won't tell you what to do. He'll make a suggestion, and he'll back up why. And these folks were like, "Here's what's happening. We $2 million or something like that, and we'll give it to you every 2 years until it runs out in 2029." You know. So I just remember my lawyer being like, not all money's good money. My mom saying, "You can always live with us." Say no to Satan walks by in a t-shirt, and I'm just like, "No, I'm good." And I just got up and I left, and I walked. I took a train to. I think no. Instead of taking the train, I walked all the way to my apartment. Um, and I walked to my apartment, and I just cried. Because like I
That's real.
really wanted, yeah, like
That's
because it
real.
was so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
One
'cause
in
I
a million.
really wanted it to work, and it was like I was like, this money can change like my life and change my family's life, and maybe I made a mistake, and then the pandemic happens, and then I meet Prentice, and I meet someone who's a great collaborator, um, and also someone I look up to. So it's a better situation. So everything works out, everyone, and everything always works out for the better. Um,
Period.
so it's just trust your gut, and if you get a job or something, if something doesn't work out, like don't beat yourself up too much about it. Feel your feelings, because we're human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
us
love this,
with New York
right?
Comic Con right now.
Yeah. We're being wholly, like, this entire year has been us being wholly delusional. Like, that's
Yeah.
been our thing. We're like, we're gonna throw everything at the wall, and somebody's gonna say yes to us. That's
Yep.
what it is.
That's how we got to San Diego Comic Con.
Facts.
No,
It's
you
been
have to.
great.
Yeah, another person you should have on the show is Cheyenne Olulu, who does the comic shop,
Yes.
We got to
because
meet her at the con.
Yes.
Yeah, she's amazing. Like she just talks about like being delusional and like not like delusional like oh I can fly or some shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to make this thing and it's going to be good. I
Yeah.
really believe in myself. I really believe in my project, and I really believe in what I'm doing. And I'm surrounded by a great people and people who love me, people who support me. Um, and I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
And I don't care how hard it is or how, because like Harriet Tubman, like this, even with Killer B and my other projects, they've been like uphill battles. And then God will open a door, or if the door is closed, God will open a window, you know. Or if the door remains closed, you know, someone will show up like, hey man, I got a key, what's up? You know.
I gotta keep what's
Um,
up.
yeah, or like it's like, hey man, that ain't gonna work. I got my old library credit card, and like just like you know,
Or,
find,
hey man,
find a
it's
way
the
to get it.
store over here that I made. You coming through
Right.
with me?
Exactly,
That's it.
exactly. Or like, hey man, let's bring you know three other brothers, and we'll kick this door down. You know,
Yeah.
so so I just remain delusional. Surround yourself with people who love and support you. If people don't love and support you and support your dreams, release them.
Mm. Mm.
That part.
Um,
Heavy.
you know, and people really show you who they are
Yeah.
when you're down and out and when you're struggling, you know, and um, yeah,
Well,
Heavy
I love
agree.
that we got all of the inside scoop
Right?
and the fast food orders and the secret tea about your experience because we already loved Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer, but now like
Yes.
knowing its origins and all of the hurt and heart and work and energy that went into it and is still going into it, it feels like, you know, we're locked in, like we're fam at this point, and it's like makes us want you to win that much more. So again, we're like so grateful that you even came on the show. um
Yes.
we went over a lot of time. I want to be respectful of your time, but we did want you to like shameless plug whatever projects you have going on right now so that our viewership can go support you in whatever projects you got going on.
Yeah, because I low
yeah,
key want everyone to know about Nightmare Newark. So,
Yes. Oh
oh
my
yeah.
days.
yeah. So and all these projects are coming out this year. Like Killer Bee is maybe it'll be at New York Comic Con, maybe it'll be at New York Comic
Okay.
Con. And Nightmare
No,
Newark.
why would you say that? Because we still trying to get there. Okay. That's a door we need you to kick in.
Okay, all right. We'll figure something out. You know,
Period.
we'll
Okay,
figure
so
something
that's
out.
one. And what else you got going on?
Well, Killer Bee is a comic book about this retiring assassin who, you know,
We love
basically wants to leave being an assassin, and she meets this dorky guy in her apartment building while she's doing her laundry. And at first she thinks like, this nigga's corny as hell, but she starts to like him because he's like really endearing and he really sees her and they have instant
Assassin meet
chemistry.
cute. Shut
Oh
up,
yeah, it's a
David.
great meet cute, and they bond over like living single and all this other stuff,
Yes.
and they bond over music, over like they both love listening to the internet and everything like that, and then like she's like, okay, I've met my person, I met the one, I'm gonna retire from this thing of being an assassin. This dude's a lawyer, so he got money and he treats her right as well. And he's a good natured,
He's a good
wholesome
man,
man.
Savannah.
He's a good
Yeah,
man.
and
Man.
she gets her final hit, and it's the boyfriend. It's the boyfriend because he's a good lawyer, but he's too good. He's so good, the Irish mafia wants his ass gone. And if in this world, if you don't deliver on your hit, they send an army of assassins after you. But our
Woo,
assassin is
Savannah!
really good. It's basically like she's basically like, people are coming to kill us, but I'm gonna kill them first. It's basically
Mm. Touch
it's
him
like
and die, Trump. Shut up.
yeah,
Right.
it's like John Wick superimposed over a romantic comedy, and this is gonna be a movie, by the way. It started out just as a comic book, and then I think I posted about it, and Patton Oswalt saw it, retweeted it, and it went viral, and it got a lot of attention. And then my manager was like, "Hey, like a lot of people are really interested in this Killer Bee thing. What's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the comic book." He's like, "Okay, that sounds cool, man. This movie studio is interested. This movie studio is interested. This movie studio is interested." And so, like, yep, that's Killer Bee. So I ended up, I'm good friends with DeWanda Wise, who's in
Yes.
Jurassic World Dominion.
Yes.
Yeah. So I called DeWanda and I was like, "Yo, first of all, congratulations on Jurassic World Dominion,
Ugh.
making $1 billion. Do you want to be in this thing?" She's like, "What is it?" I'm like, "It's this assassin." Da, da, da. And she's like, "Done. I'll do it."
He's so
And then
perfect for that. Oh my
yeah, and
god.
so it got picked up at Confidential Films, this black-owned film financing company, and
Yes.
the script is being adapted by Terry Ruzio and Kevin Arboway, who both wrote, Pirates of the Caribbean and Shrek. And they were like, "We want to make this," and I'm like, "All right, cool, awesome, dope." Um, and yeah, it's going to be a feature film, and hopefully we'll start filming sometime next year, and there'll be this big
David.
action romantic comedy thing. But yeah,
That's
David.
fucking awesome.
so you can pre-order the comic book right now on my website for Kingwood Comics, and Nightmare
Immediately.
in Newark. uh, I think Nightmare in Newark is my comic book. It's going to come out in November. It's going to start shipping in November.
Okay.
Um,
Mhm.
Nightmare in Newark is just about this young lady who's coming out to her family on Thanksgiving, and she's really insecure about coming out to her family. They're kind of traditional, somewhat conservative. Um, so she's like, "Let me come out to them on Thanksgiving and just break the news to them, and they'll meet my girlfriend." And in the middle of her coming out, this alien invasion just like erupts in her town. So she has to like survive this alien invasion and come out to her family. And that's Nightmare in Newark. It comes out in
Oh my
November. You
god.
can pre-order that right now. And yeah,
David
that's my
Crownson,
spiel.
everybody, the king of the big ideas.
Right.
Oh
I'll
my
take it.
god. Every
You
idea you're pitching, I'm like, immediately yes. Immediately yes.
the way I just put it in a cart because I ain't got no
I
money
would
today,
like
but
to leave
tomorrow I
Glam up
got
here as
money.
soon as we get off of here. Is there an option to get it signed
For Nightmare in Newark?
for both of
Oh,
them?
you mean to get the book signed, the comic signed?
Yes.
Mhm.
No. If you order it, they all come signed. Like
Oh,
I,
say less.
I'm not as fancy like that. Where I'm like, "Yo, let them other niggas shit my shit." Like usually, like when I get an order, if I get a ping on my phone, I'm like, "Oh, let me go and let me go to my room, open a box, sign it, and like find the address and like pack it, and then I
I
go to
love
FedEx,
that.
and then I put it in the mail." And
Yes.
that's typically what I would do. But I think since like Nightmare in Newark and Killer Bee were kind of like, it was a long way with them coming out. They're all like kind of pre-order stuff, but I order like when the books go to shipping, I'm gonna order like a giant chunk, and they're gonna take over my room basically. So yeah,
Period.
I love
Okay,
this.
say less. Like you're
Right.
giving us everything that we love in comics everywhere all at once, and then it's like already movies happening in the motion. Like I'm like, okay, I was about to be like, can we have you back to talk about the next thing? But you got two things going on. The way that the Kiki has taken us far past our usual time, I hope you understand that you're welcome back whenever you get the gumption.
Whenever.
Yes.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I would love to come back.
Whenever.
Maybe like I'll come back when Killer Bee, because I think
Yes.
Killer Bee is probably gonna come out before Harriet. It's looking like
Period.
so. 'Cause I don't know why that is in Hollywood. Movies move faster than TV shows.
Yeah, that's
Um,
weird.
yes, but
But
uh,
either way, we will be
but
set. And I'm
yeah,
about to
I'll
pre-order both of
and,
these books.
yes, and get into what's it called? We'll figure out New York Comic Con and all that good stuff. We'll figure something out. You know,
Period.
we'll figure
David,
something out.
why are you telling me everything that I want to hear right now?
Right.
What's it called? Let me see. Well,
It's-
look, I don't want to promise anything because
yeah.
what's it called?
Yeah,
We'll, we'll,
obviously, like,
we'll,
but it's a
we'll figure
vibe. I
Right.
something
feel
out.
like we're vibing. Yeah, all good things.
We'll put the intent out there. You two will be inside New York Comic Con, either for I don't know for however long, but as long as you want. We'll figure it out. We're
Yes.
gonna manifest that. We're gonna do that. Uh,
Period.
what's it called? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
This was
Okay.
awesome. Thank you so much for
Yes.
coming by and kicking it with us. We really appreciate you and your time. I'm so glad that we got to hear all of the backstories and hear about what you have coming up next. And
Yeah.
we're gonna hold you to that because I know both of us are about to buy both of these books. So we'll be like, hey
Right.
David, you trying to pull up? We finna talk about this.
I would like mine
Oh
signed
yeah.
again the same way. I'll let you
Yes.
know when my order goes in.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Listen, if we figure this out and you buy the orders and all that stuff, I will give Nightmare. Well, I will give Killer Bee to you at New York Comic Con. Be like, hey, what's up? Welcome. Here you go. Here you go. And then I'll sign it. I'll be like, you still got money.
Yeah.
And Bree, you finally got money. That's how we gonna do it. That's how we gonna do it. That's how we gonna do it.
Period. Oh my gosh. Everyone in the chat is thanking you for coming. Period.
Thank you,
Yes,
thank
we
you, thank
must
you.
manifest. Great
Great.
story, bro. About sticking to your morals. That's right.
Yeah.
And
That
to
part.
and with
Thank you,
regard to
thank
your
you.
art.
It is not hard because excuse me, it's not hard. It's not easy because
There you go.
sometimes I'm like when I'm driving this busted down 2010 miles, I was like, maybe Cardi B could have been like Harriet Tubman or something like. It's not Cardi B, everyone. It's not Cardi B. It's not Cardi B. But yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, we going to the Underground Railroad. Period.
He's like,
Um,
Yeah, with you.
okay.
I hear.
Oh my
You
gosh.
know, I be
Thank you
seeing
for
God
coming,
and
David.
stuff when I pass out. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
like
Thank
why
you
is Harriet Tubman have a thick
for
Bronx
coming,
accent?
David.
Thank you for having me. I will love
Yes,
to be a guest again. You all have a
yes.
great rest of your night.
You
And
too.
what's it called? We'll do this when I don't have my what's it called? Um, when I don't have a phone. When I'll figure out the technical difficulties. But again, this has been great. Thank
No,
you
you were
again.
great. We appreciate you and your time.
All the time.
Also,
Yes.
thanks to everybody who came through and checked out both of our special guests. We appreciate all of our Riot fam, all of the people who came through and checked out the show. We also want to shout out to all of our Patreon subscribers, whether you're a free tier or a top tier. We love you down and we do a little happy dance every time one of you subscribe. If you haven't already checked out our Patreon, make sure you do so because we spill all of the tea about upcoming goings on, special guests. And when we have giveaways and things like that, you guys get first dibs, all of the things. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you like, share, follow, comment, subscribe. Pink Riot Comic Show on all US platforms. If you like this video, scroll up or down. Make sure you check out another video. I mean, even if you're not going to watch that thing, just let it play in the background because the views really do benefit us. And if watching the show all the time is maybe not your bag, you can skedaddle on over to Spotify because your girls are a podcast now, okay? Make sure you rate that thing, get some streams in because all of those numbers really do benefit us so that we're able to give you more of the content that you're looking for. We love you guys all the way down. If you haven't already, our girl Hot Havoc is rocking our merch. So go check that out. Link in bio. Pink Riot Comic Show branded. Blurty Baddies branded. Bust That Omnibussy Wide Open branded. All of the merch. So many colors. Shirts, hoodies, totes, all of the things. Support. Get you some merch because it's a vibe, and it's, you know, these comics and these cons, they're not gonna pay for themselves. So pull up and drop some coins if you can. And if you like today's show and want to see us again, guess what? We're gonna be at the same damn place at the same damn time next week, because we don't take weeks off because we love y'all. And we'll holler at y'all next time. Bye.
Hold on. Sorry. I definitely found more. All right. How many variants are there?
11.
Damn. Go ahead. No.